everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Erin Ibarra?"
The Knights Who Say Chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on it.
Review your chain everywhere.
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too?
Oh, no.
Yo, this is good.
Like young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
The heart emoji.
Don't jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle.
You
Oh,
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time. The whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show! Hello. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. We are back once again to talk about the Wheel of Time airing on Prime Video. We're in our 2nd season. We just saw the 6th episode. There's only 2 episodes left, RIP. Very sad news. And we've got, once again, a show-only guest. That means no book reading allowed. She is just watching the show fresh. She has a fresh perspective. And so we're going to let her introduce herself. I'll start by saying that this is my good friend, Erin. Erin, do you want to say something? You were already here for the first 3 episodes. What's new since then?
I'm back. I'm better than ever.
So true.
Yes, always. I continue to watch the show. Long-time listener, first-time caller. No. I'm excited to talk about this episode. There's some stuff going on in this one.
There's some stuff. Mm-hmm. Indeed. We've got hello, Erin, in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Thank you all for being here and waiting patiently for us to get started. As always on the Wheel and Chill Show, we're going to briefly introduce ourselves as the co-hosts now that our guest has been introduced. And then we're going to dive right in to episode 6, which I don't know about you all, but was easily the most traumatic episode for me. I tried to turn up Erin's audio just now, so it should be a little bit better. I thank you for the thank you for the tip, though. We'll see, but let me know if it's not, and then I can tweak it. So Tavern, why don't you get started in introducing yourself?
I am Tavern. I do merch, so I have T-shirt designs and stickers and all that stuff. You can find me on Redbubble, Zazzle, and TeePublic. I was wearing this sweater, by the way, just so you know. I was wearing a sweater. You're all dressed nicely because it's cold as heck in my house, but now it's getting warm. So,
oh my God, here it comes. What's gonna happen?
Oh my gosh.
My Egwene Go Pop T-shirt. I told you, Egwene Goes Pop T-shirt comes back out of retirement.
Thanks
One
to
more episode.
This episode.
Anyways.
Wow. Okay. Well,
you're welcome.
Thanks. I hate it. Wine Spring, why don't you go?
Hey, I am Wine Spring Cafe, and you can find me on X at Wine Spring Cafe, and I make recipes based on the Wheel of Time. This is my awesome hashtag #WhatEats. Check it out. And I have a live demonstration of my latest recipe, where all you need is a cup and some water.
Oh my God.
That's what we were talking about, Erin. That was her latest recipe.
I like that one. Get behind that.
Easy 2 ingredients.
Oh, my favorite part is when we don't tell Kritter that we're gonna do stuff, and so it just surprises her on stream. It's the best.
She's so mad.
That's my favorite part too, actually.
She's gonna cut us off here in a second.
Jesus. Okay, well, hi, I'm Kritter XD. Gawain is my favorite character, so the disrespect is noted. So I do Wheel of Time and other fantasy TikToks. I have an awesome Discord. If you're not on the Discord, you should get on it. I'm also on Instagram and all the other social media platforms. All of our deets are in the description of this video, though I will say, please kindly ignore Wine Springs and Taverns because they don't deserve your attention right now. they betray. Okay, so I mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate that for the first hour of this stream, we will not be doing book spoilers because we have a book newbie, we have a book non-reader, we have a show-only guest, and therefore we're trying to make it accessible for show-only people in the chat. So if you're here and you've only watched the show, welcome. This first hour is for you.
Yes.
So yeah, Fell Knight Gaming, have Adam. Nick Nope says Creators Discord is awesome. It is, I agree. So yeah,
pretty good.
let's just get into this. I think I will preface this whole stream by saying this episode dealt with some really intense, dark topics, and so I guess trigger warning because there will be slavery and torture talked about in this episode. And also I will just ask that, to the extent that water jokes aside, we should all try to be a little bit respectful for people who might be sensitive to these topics. So that's how we're gonna get started. And and then after an hour we will go full book spoilers. So I also promise that I will be giving away 4 stickers in honor of 4,000 subs on YouTube. So look forward to that towards the end of the stream. There should have been trigger warnings on the episode. That might have been helpful.
Yeah, that was
might have been a little helpful. Okay, so Erin, initial thoughts, just like give me your TLDR on this episode.
All right, so I always do my homework because, well, that's the kind of girl I am. And I read multiple commentaries on how this was easily the best episode of the season. So much happened. But I tell you, for me, it was hard to watch. It was the freaking torture hour. Yeah. Everyone was being tortured all the time. It was Game of Thrones, Ramsay Bolton time all over again. And so I was kind of having some problems watching it. There were certain uplifting moments as well, but I want the torturer to be killed immediately. I have a hard time waiting for the payoff.
Okay. And do you think
I have to ask? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, Winesbury, go ahead.
Thank you. Did you cry when you watched?
Erin, did you get that?
No, I can't hear. What
Winespring asked if you cried when you watched.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
I think she froze for a second, yeah.
I did not cry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. We have crappy internet. Yes, so I did not cry, but it was just, it was the same thing that I think every time I watch one of these, where at some point, the torturer is going to get their comeuppance. They're going to die in some horrific way, but you feel like you're waiting for it. Like, how many episodes do I have to wait for this woman to get what it so richly deserves?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I guess they're giving the parallels, and I like when characters are nuanced. These characters just seem to be evil.
The Shan-Chan?
Yeah.
Well, I
would like a little more nuance to we think other people are not human and we're here to conquer, and are they nice to the other Shan-Chan? I don't understand their thing.
They seem kind of bitchy to everyone.
Pure evil?
Yeah, they seem like assholes all around, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Winespring, go ahead.
They do kind of talk about how they treat each other when I think Loyal and Ingtar are walking together, and they talk about how they're, honor bound, like they don't even lock away the closet of curiosities, I think.
Yeah.
So they do seem to respect each other.
Yeah. Although, like, I guess whenever you think about it, like Suroth and Turok or whatever are like they're clearly rivals and they don't like each other.
Yeah.
But then again, Suroth is also
A
a
dark
dark
friend.
friend, so that's kind of yeah. So I'm curious. Actually, we did the did you cry question for Erin, but how about for Wine Spring and Tavern?
Oh, I cried like the whole time. Like my eyes were raw. Like it was awful. I needed a mental health break after I watched it.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
There were no tears over here. That whole and it's not a macho thing. It's basically when that happened, I started dissecting the interrogation and training scenes. Because it's not uncommon to what they do at survival school and POW school. POW survival camp is all the same thing. So, and I was watching that and I was like, yeah. I mean, aside from, there were rules where they couldn't break any of your bones or anything like that. Pretty similar. The mental mind games were superior in the episode. So yeah, there were no tears, unfortunately.
You went into hyper focus mode instead.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair. That's fair. I did. If you didn't watch my reaction video, that's available on my YouTube. And you can see me in all my teary glory there. Good times. Really good times for me.
Yeah. It's just half an hour of Kritter
crying. No, I think it was like a process. Like I was shocked and like appalled because they started the episode with like they started the torture at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. But then like they sprinkled it throughout the episode, but then like the first time I sort of cried was whenever Rand and Matt reunited.
Really?
Because I think I was like so emotionally drained already that like when that happened, it was like this relief and like excitement and joy for that happening. That was like the beginning of my tears. And then by the end I was really weepy.
Immediately, the first thing Egwene says is, "How did you?" Like she questioned immediately how something was happening. It was the first line of the episode, and I was like, "There's Egwene." Oh, I just lost it. She's gonna learn while being tortured. That's her.
I've got a lot of people in the chat. I cried too. I cried with you during your reaction video.
That's so sweet.
Megan Pryor says every reaction I've watched is everyone's speechless at the end. Yeah, because the end was like I don't want to call it the icing on the cake. Let's call it, God, I hate myself for this, the water in the glass. You know what I mean? It was like the when Egwene starts screaming, I was just like, holy, I can't even, like, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Here's a good analogy that you can use for something that was just horrible, like you said. Just call it the white speck on the top of chicken shit. Why? Because that pretty white speck on the top of chicken shit is chicken shit too.
Okay.
Wow. So that episode was chicken shit.
Is that a Florida thing?
Oh my God, I was just about to say
no, it's from a
Florida,
movie.
man.
It's from a movie.
Okay.
It's from a Texas movie.
I have a really good question in the chat, actually, that I want to pose to Erin while we have her during the show only hour. Light Blinded Fool asks, will Egwene be able to escape on her own? And if so, what's her best option?
That's for Erin, right?
Yes.
No. Okay. So my thought process is no. They have to get Elaine and Nynaeve have to do something to help her out because otherwise, what the hell are they doing? And what the heck are they doing? So I don't know.
You can curse. No, you can curse on here.
Yeah. And what exactly? And then the other lady that I could totally just wasn't going to sacrifice herself for nothing. So there has to be some reason that Nynaeve. They have to help her, Egwene, save herself. So I think that's coming.
Okay. Do you see it in the next episode? Is there going to be the final episode in the climax?
I think it's going to be the next episode because I don't think this could be like all torture hour for 2 full episodes. That's kind of a lot. That's a lot of torture. I mean, unless we cut away from Egwene because we didn't cover a lot. Matt was kind of in this episode.
Yeah.
Perrin was he even
he was not in the episode.
So I mean, we could cut it. We could cut away from her and come back to it in the episode. But I don't think the next episode's going to be of like a ton more Egwene torture.
Yeah, I think you're right. If they do have Egwene, I think it'll just be like a reiteration of of what we got, or like maybe a little training, now that she's finally like semi-broken. Also, I want to say thank you to Harlden with a $2 super chat. No comment. Forgot the message. Oh, Maddie for an Emmy. Heck yeah, Harlden. Totally agreed.
Oh.
Although I feel like, much like Succession, which is one of my favorite shows, if I had my way, all of the Wheel of Time actors and actresses will be competing with each other at the Emmys next year. Because, there's so many amazing performances. It's been wild, I think. I guess kind of along those same lines, Erin, I can't remember who you said your favorite character was last time we talked to you. But if you remember, was it Lan? Tavern?
I like Lan. I have to say, I was impressed with Wayne's performance. I thought she was a very good actress during the torture.
Yeah.
Elaine, I can't decide. She goes in and out of character for me.
Elaine?
As far as as far as the acting goes, I'm like, sometimes I like you and sometimes I don't know.
Okay.
And it's just an acting thing, not a purely
Sure, yeah.
I don't know, like, who would be my very favorite character? The one thing I will say, so I like all the characters, I like where they're developing. I didn't like Rand as much until this episode, and then in this episode I kind of liked him. Two things that they're doing that I'm not crazy about. One, everyone needs to stop complaining about being just too powerful.
I can't control it.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know that in real life, everyone tries to be president or emperor. Nobody's complaining once they get there that I just have too much power. Or if they aren't complaining to me. So this seems, use, with great power comes great responsibility. Use it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like a different theme there. But all in all, I gotta say, it was an interesting episode aside from the torture.
Okay.
I don't know that I buy Lafear. What's her name?
Lanfear.
Lanfear. Is she really buying that Rand's like, yeah, after that whole, you turned out to be the Queen of Darkness, I'm totally into you. Why?
I don't know, that's what he was trying to sell her on, that he was like totally into her. Like, I think it was more of like a truce situation, right? Like,
or willingness to participate
in her like shenanigans a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know if it was a truce. I mean, she's definitely got the upper hand, right? One, stay away from Moraine or I'll kill her.
Yeah.
Two, your friends are going to the Dark One. He's going after them. All of this stuff, and basically, before she could say it, he basically said, fine, leave them alone or whatever, and I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, see, that made sense when she talks about how she's going to kill his friends, basically.
Yeah.
That makes sense as a motivation for me. I was like, yes, good game.
And it's a continuity too, because his whole thing has been tell them I died to protect his friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a thing with him. He's always trying to protect his friends from what we've seen on the show so far. And it always ends up with him in a shit situation. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Lanfear's an interesting character. She's obsessed. That's all there really is
Madison
to her.
With a Y.
Yeah, she's obsessed. Okay, so Erin, you seem to you said it was a good episode minus the torture, so I take it this was not your favorite episode. Do you have a favorite?
I feel like they've gotten better as they've gone along. Like every episode that we get closer to the end, I like more. I'm curious as to how they end this. Like, are they all gonna? And also, what the heck? I mean, I know there's a plan with Rand and how he's doing what Moraine tells him to do, but what is Moraine's plan? What is she doing? I would like to know the plan.
Moraine's thing is that you never know her plan.
Yeah.
Until it plays out.
Literally her through 15 books.
Yeah. She's a webs within webs kind of a lady.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hard thing. Like, I guess, like, was Maureen's family involved yet whenever we talked to you? Was Maureen's family in the first 3 episodes?
No. So we hadn't. So I did like the backstory. The backstory of Moraine was very interesting. I really like her sister.
Yeah, same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like to be friends with her sister. She's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting.
So yeah,
like it.
so the backstory was great. I really liked that in the last episode, or the episode 4.
And then the little the little fight that they got in this episode.
And the little fight that they got into.
Yeah.
I'm the eldest sister.
So to realize how much longer the Aes Sedai are living than everyone else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I guess it does seem also like Moraine is kind of floundering in the sense that like her sister had to help her kind of like kick her in the butt to be like, you know, she gave her that advice last episode that was like, is this true, you know, or are you just making it up? And then Maureen took that advice and sent Rand into the world of dreams with Lanfear. So I guess it kind of panned out a little bit, except for that Rand then bailed on Moraine. But it's interesting.
Unless they planned that, we don't know what happened between the time, you know.
Oh, Lanfear
we last
and
saw
Rand.
them talking. Well, not Lanfear and Rand, Moraine and Rand.
Yeah.
Could have planned something that we just don't know about yet.
Yeah, true. There's so much to consider. Oh my gosh.
There's a lot.
I just
Does anybody else feel like every one of these episodes just has so much in it that at the end of the episode you've forgotten like scenes, like whole scenes, and you're going, shit. Now I gotta go back.
Yeah. I mean, it helps making a reaction video because then
True.
I literally go back and watch my whole thing, like to edit it. So, you know, but yes, like honestly, after I finished watching the first time, I was like, I can't think of anything besides that final scene with Rima and Egwene back and forth.
Yeah.
Like that was wild. So
cutting that whole thing was sick. The way they did that was so good.
Yeah.
what did she said something about, what was the thing whispered at the very end? Something about blue Aes Sedai, and my kid was sleeping and I couldn't hear.
Okay, yeah, I'll
yeah, that was
Okay.
So she, if you remember, Moraine had like a little chat in season 1 with a sitter from the Blue Aja. They like went to a bathhouse and were like taking a bath together. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that person, has now showed up in the show.
Go back. Tell her what she said during that meeting.
Rima?
No. Megan.
Oh, right. Megan
During
said
the
that she
first
was
season.
going to go to there was
out
west because there were rumors of like strange beasts and whatever. And so Megan essentially went out to investigate and got captured by the Shan. And so yeah, she said that she was a sitter of the Blue Aja and that Egwene lasted longer than she did. And she just was completely defeated.
Yeah.
So
there's a picture of her right there.
Yeah,
and
a sitter.
Cry.
Yeah.
You lasted longer than I did, child, as I was a sitter, and I was a sitter of the Blue Aja. And she's just like, broken.
But did you see Egwene's face just after she said that?
Yeah, it's like more determined, right? Like I felt like she was super determined. Yeah.
It was like at that moment she realized that she can look at the pitcher as a drinking vessel and as a weapon at the same time and not get in trouble.
Her eyes just turned to fire. It was
agree.
She's always
What, Erin?
Yeah, she's always the most determined to do the most with the little, the least.
Yeah, that's why I love her.
Or the most with the less than naive.
Kritter.
Yeah, she can come out of this.
Yeah, she can. Yeah, she's very determined to do the most with the least, or the whatever, but not as much as Nynaeve.
Daedalus, who's in the chat, I'm so overwhelmed at the end of each episode that I cannot remember what happened in the whole hour.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
It is. It's crazy.
I get that, but then you have to watch it again, so it's fine.
Yeah, you just keep watching. It's just super easy. So, Erin, you said that you can't really predict, like, what's gonna happen by the end. Do you have a sense, like, if you had to predict, like, where would you put the characters? Like, what would all the characters be doing at the end of the season?
Well, okay, we have to get we have to get Egwene out of torture chamber number 8 or whatever she's in right now.
Agreed. Yes, please.
So hopefully she's back with Nynaeve and Elaine, and I think there's gonna be. I think Moraine and Lan are gonna meet back up. I like that Lan finally told the other Aja what was going on and who Rand was. I think
Alana?
he's done enough. Yeah.
Okay.
He's done enough with the random secrecy for no apparent reason.
That's
So interesting.
I just have to say, like, you commenting that is hilarious because a theme throughout the Wheel of Time books is the lack of communication. Like, if people would just like talk, like have a meeting about like their plans, things would go so much better than the way
Wheel
they
of
normally
Time
go.
is an entire fantasy series about communication.
Yeah,
and
the lack thereof. Yeah,
pretty much.
So you dug that. You liked that Lan finally gave up the Dragon Reborn secret. So you didn't see that as a betrayal of Moraine, because I saw some discourse on the internet that's what it was.
No, it was a betrayal of Moraine. I mean, I get that he's pissed at Moraine for a lot of different reasons. I get that that's his whole thing, and that was probably part of it. So were his intentions pure? Probably not. But do I mind that he told the other people? No, because why does it hurt? I mean, they're not. I don't think they're going to kill Rand. They know where he is now. I don't think. I mean, they seem kind of angry, kind of upset, but I don't think they're going to like kill him, because that would be a really weird ending to the show. That would be abrupt. So I think
a little soon for that.
I mean, they're only there to help.
That would be Kurt.
As long as he knows. As far as he knows, yeah.
The guy who's prophesied to save the world. We're just gonna kill him. Like, the last battle won't happen if he's dead, right?
We didn't tell you he was just a false dragon.
Oh my gosh. So you don't see. All right. So the timing of this was interesting because, well, the timing of this was like a little Game of Thrones, where like Swan was reading a note that it looked like Moraine might have been writing, but I think it was a different note. And then Lan shows up, and then like within a couple of scenes, Swan and 13 or 14 members of the Aes Sedai are all of a sudden in Carian, right? So like,
it was abrupt, yeah.
It was abrupt, but like, fine, I get it. Like, not all of this was necessarily happening at the same time. Do you think? Oh, and Lan told Alana. So, do you think the Aes Sedai showing up in Carian was a response to Alana finding out that they knew about the Dragon Reborn, or do you think Swan is in Carian for a different reason?
I thought it was because they found out about the Dragon Reborn. That's
Okay.
why I thought that happened.
Okay.
But I don't know that I'm correct about that. They might be in the next episode. They'll be like, oh, by the way, we had to go there just because it had nothing to do. We were already planning it.
Actually, I wanted to go to this wedding, and that's it. And I knew that Moraine was going to be the maid of honor, so I wanted to talk to her first.
Well, yeah, right. So here's the thing about the show that I've noticed is they tell time in a very weird way. Okay, so we know that the Amerlin's been gone from the tower for a little bit.
Yes.
Right?
In Camelin, according to Alana.
We know that, according to Sheriam, I thought, wasn't it?
Alana
said it to
Yeah,
Wayne.
but I don't know where she got it from. Right. Okay, so I don't know where Alana got it from. So that's taken a little bit of time. We know that Matt and Min had left before that happened, or either that or around the same time that happened.
Yeah.
And right before they went back, or right after they went back and forth with the whole Lan, Alana, Moraine, Swan is here. Matt and Min show up in Carrion, right? So it's been from the time they left, it's probably taken them easily 3-4 weeks to get to Carrion. So it's been about a month. At least in my brain,
So
brain
the wedding
mass.
is imminent, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the wedding
is
yeah,
imminent.
well, they said the wedding is what, in a week or two?
Well, they said a couple weeks, but that was at question mark time compared to everything else in the timeline.
Exactly.
So with all of the Aes Sedai here, Erin, do you see this as a threat to Rand if they are indeed here because of him?
I don't see it as. I think we're supposed to think it's a threat, but it's not.
Okay.
I mean, he's the main character. Come on. I mean, there might be some mild there's probably gonna be a discussion at some point. People are like, what do we do? Do we help him? Do we gentle him? Do we train him. I mean, like there's gonna that conversation has to happen
Mm-hmm.
as to what they do to help, how they're going to help.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they know what he is, and that hasn't happened yet. But I don't think he's in like. I think they're probably going to help more likely than it is that he's going to have to flee from them for some reason.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't think he's obviously not in like mortal danger.
Okay. So do you think any Aes Sedai essentially that's not a Black Aja member would want to support Rand essentially, or like help him be a better Dragon Reborn, be all he can be essentially, or maybe not that clear cut?
That's awesome.
I think who's the one? I mean, yeah, I think they do. I think most of them. I think they're probably trying to gauge him at this point. Like,
okay. Feel him out.
Feel him out. What is his general character? What are we working with here? This is first of all, how is Moraine right? Do we know this for sure? Is she like, and then does he seem evilly? Does he have an evil vibe?
Is he crazy? Question mark. We'll see.
Yeah. And then I think we're probably going to I think there's probably going to be a split with some of the Ajahs. Some are going to be helpful and some are not going to be. The Black Aja, what is the vibe? They're giving me a weird vibe.
Well, the Black Aja?
The Black Aja is not officially
It's
official.
not an official thing yet.
It's a secret. It's their dark friends that are like
Aes Sedai.
Yeah, so like we now know that Leandrin is Black Aja, right? Because that's was essentially confirmed. So like she's putting on as if she's a red member of the Red Aja.
She's not really. Okay,
but she's not really. Yeah.
So did they explain how they? Maybe I just missed it. Did they explain how they turned her into the Black Aja / good friend?
They did mention the motivation.
She turned like she they didn't like force her to do anything.
Right.
She did it herself.
Yeah, I knew she turned, but did they explain? Because I thought it had something to do with her kid, and then when they killed her kid in this episode, she was just like, "Let me turn around while you murder him." So it was.
Okay, so yes, it was because of her kid. She wanted to keep her son alive, so she made a pact.
Yeah, so that's okay. I thought I missed something. That's what I thought it was. But
and
then
Lanfear showed up and was like, "Yeah." Well, Lanfear showed up and was like, "That's a really selfish thing to do. Isn't it about time you let him go?" Kind of, and she just took care of it.
She said it's a gift
that
only one woman can give another woman.
I have a little bit of an issue. She turns evil to save her son. She turns against everything she's been trying to do to save her son, and then she sits on a bed while the Queen of Evil sucks the life out of him, literally.
Queen of Evil. I love that. Sorry. Yeah, I think
pretty good.
Well, I think this is kind of testament to I'm sorry, I'm trying to find this stupid scene on the episode, but there it is. I found it. First thing is Lanfear is one of the Forsaken, right? And so she's not just like some rando that showed up. She's not like Nynaeve rolling into the bedchamber being like, what's going on? Like she's a threat to Leandrin, right? Like Leandrin has no idea what she's going to do.
Like power dynamics,
Well, I got that. I mean, and she does like threaten her. She's basically, I'm in charge of you.
Yeah.
Once you've made the promise, you don't get to turn around. You don't get to unmake the promise.
That's like,
why are you working with a man when you hate men?
Kind of,
That's what she says,
That's like a lowly human finding themselves up against an actual demon or an angel or whatever, right? That you grew up on these legends of, and they all of a sudden show up. You don't have the power to take them out. There's nothing you can do.
Erin's got a point though, like in the sense that like she didn't protest. She didn't say like, okay, I'll work for you, but like let's keep my son alive. I think that the vibe was that Leandrin knew that was truly no life to live. It's like as if like you have a loved one, like a close of kin person who's on their deathbed, maybe brain dead, maybe suffering. You don't want to be the one that unplugs the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't necessarily want to be the one that makes the call. But like if the doctor's over here saying like they're in extreme pain, like best if we like let them die, then you like kind of allow it. And I think that's what happened in that scene more than anything
and
else.
And that's what she said to her.
Which I
like,
totally
about
understand,
being a woman,
but then in like a few episodes earlier, wasn't she just begging people to help save him?
No, I think she wanted him to stop suffering. Like like Nynaeve was like, you're giving him this thing and it's causing him more pain, and Leandrin felt bad about that. Oh God, the Dusty Wheels in the chat, very excited that we're talking about Lanfear.
He shows up. It's like a weird bat phone going off somewhere.
Yeah.
In his house.
The Lanfear phone, the moon. Let's call it the moon signal, because her symbol's like a moon. Can I just say though, when she said "first one's free," like absolutely iconic.
Yeah.
Like whenever Leandrin like threw the fireball at her and she just like caught it, and she's like, "First one's free."
That was pretty
like,
freaking epic.
Why do I like a Forsaken so much?
And we got a little bit of her backstory, right? Didn't she say that she didn't think she was going to turn at some point, and then
who Lanfear? Yeah. When she's talking to Rand, and she says, "Do you think I wanted to, or whatever?"
Yeah.
When Lanfear turned because she wanted the love of Lews Therin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that too. I like backstories. I like a good backstory.
Yeah, it was cool how they slipped that in there. It was really good.
Same. I do want to say, like, loving all the activity in the chat. Y'all are amazing.
Yes.
But never forget that we have Erin only until 8:30 p.m. Central Time. That's 24 minutes left. And if you have any questions for her, put them in the chat. And if I like them, I'll ask her. So,
I like them.
If I like them. I'm the arbiter.
You have a crappy question.
Then I'm going to ignore it. So, sorry. No, or if I could miss it too. It's not just
while we wait for a question. Erin.
Yes.
Do you see any similarities? And I'm going to get hate. Do you see any similarities between the White Tower and the Shanshan?
Well, those things on their freaking faces, look, they're kind of like up and down, like, and then the tower also seems to have a lot of, compartments. I hope the White Tower doesn't have a dungeon. Are they in the White? That would be weird.
Oh, that's where Matt was. Well, that was a nice dungeon, but that's pretty much where Matt was.
Okay, yeah, good point. It seemed less underground, but I guess it was.
It had a bed and stuff. It was nice.
Yeah.
No,
go ahead. Perhaps I'm trying to draw comparisons.
No, I think what I'm getting at is.
Yeah, what are you getting at?
What we've seen, what we've seen at the White Tower, right? And they even mention it when Rena is talking to Egwene. The White Tower brings in these young girls. They go out, they find young women, bring them in, right? Train them, and basically mold them into themselves in basically a lifelong commitment to what's the word I'm looking for? Dang it.
Being a servant.
Yeah, but it's kind of
being a servant of all, right? Servitude. Okay, and then you have the Shanshan, who are taking women in the channel, granted, and enslaving them, which is horrid. Don't think I was. Kritter's got that look on her face like I'm about to cancel Tavern.
No,
in 2 words. Anyways, no, but so they take these women and they basically enslave them into servitude for the rest of their lives, which we know now spans hundreds of years. Because even Rena, until you're going to wear this until you die, that could be hundreds and hundreds of years, right? Also, the similarities where they did the training with the water in the tower, clean the water, and then we had this water issue with Egwene. Also, think of the petals of a flower, subtle, or a budding flower. Reach for the roots of the tree, feel the meat, go into the sap, and oh my God!
you have
wine spraying on cue. That's amazing.
Tavern is about to write a dissertation right here.
Anyways, so that's what I'm getting at. I'm getting at there's a lot of similarities between the tower, and it's almost like the Shanshan, when they left, they took bits of the tower with them, or when they went across the seas, perverted the shit out of it, and have come back with an entire society based on these perversions. So that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, I see where you're getting. There's an origin story there.
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay. We got a super chat from Jessica Sadai. Thank you so much. $10 in the chat. Can we just take 1 second and enjoy that Landfear said "Ishi," which is fan canon. Like, did you clock that, Erin? That Landfear had a nickname for a Shamael?
I did. Okay. That's what that. Okay.
Yeah, Ishi is what you meant. We also have another question. Let's see. Fartface Muldoon, once again, excellent name.
Hey, Fartface.
A $5 super chat. Thank you so much. What if Rand is only ripped in the world of dreams, and when you see him in the real world, he has a man gut? Good question. That's a good question. Let's go with the real question from the Dusty Wheel, Erin. Thank you both for the super chat.
Man, I had a
I
response.
appreciate you.
You got a response.
Erin, on the scale of awesome villains, where does your guest, Erin, rate Landfear? How are you feeling about her as a villain right now?
Landfear's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I am only. She doesn't do. I don't like.
Awesome.
She doesn't do any creepy whispering. She talks in a normal voice. I'm very pro that. But she's menacing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like
The
her as a
creepy
villain.
whispering.
She's a good villain. She has a backstory, so she know what her general here's what I got here. It's not just I'm evil, yay.
Mm-hmm.
It's she has some sort of
I don't die when people.
motivation.
Yeah, there's
slit
a
my
whole
throat.
there's a whole emotional thing going on with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the moment where she was like dressed as Rand, in the bed with Ishi? That's pretty epic bad person stuff.
See, people were giving me shit last week because I was saying that whole thing with Rand and Ishi facing each other in bed was creepy, and they're like, "Why do you find that creepy?" He did the same shit to Min in this episode,
Oh, he did.
staring at her while she's sleeping. That
was
shit's
pretty
creepy.
That is pretty creepy. Okay, Erin, I've got another question.
Erin is brilliant.
From people approve of your answer. Nick Nope, by the way, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. So IMS Modian asks, what does Erin think of Matt now that he has walked out on his friends for a third time?
Yeah.
Please let me know how you feel about Matt, IMS Modian.
Damn good question.
But yeah, Erin.
Yeah, I mean, I like Matt. I think he's supposed to be kind of the screw up of the group. I'm not sure exactly where they're going with this. I think he doesn't trust himself. We're not supposed to know if we trust him or not, but we generally, deep down, he's a good guy. So I liked the reunion. It was very sweet. They hadn't seen their friends in a while.
It was really sweet.
So I don't have a problem with Matt.
So you didn't buy the whole line from Ishamael when he said Matt was born mine?
Yeah, so we're supposed to think that. I think he's trying not to be. There's got to be that character, right? You can have the only purely good characters. There's always got to be the character, the anti-hero, the guy who's the best friends with the good guys, but might turn at any second. You never know. So he's
the Loki, you might say.
He's the Loki. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah,
Me
he's
too.
comic relief sometimes, and generally the guy you don't know what's going to happen. Though I don't get me started on Loki because didn't he kill? They basically different show. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of problems with Loki's arc that they never.
He killed a lot of people.
He killed a lot of people. In a execution style killing that was not, but a different show. So anyway.
Okay.
But yeah.
I guess I asked you this earlier, and I don't know that we got a clear answer, so I'm going to ask again from Nick Nope, because he just became a member, and we appreciate him. Who's your favorite character, now that we're almost to episode 7? Do you have one?
Yeah. My favorite character is Egwene. I like Egwene.
Yeah.
Because she isn't complaining. She's not like Min, Rand, naive, everyone. Just, I'm so powerful. It's so hard being as powerful as I am. And Egwene's like, you know what? I don't have a lot of power. I'm doing the best with what I got.
She actually has a lot of power.
She actually has a lot of power, but no one will tell her this. Except for
Rena.
Except Rena.
Rena
I guess.
even mentioned that. Did they tell you at the tower how special you are?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was waiting for
just
somebody
a
to
moment.
drop a Nynaeve Strong flag down or something.
But have you heard of Nynaeve Almira, the strongest channeler in 1,000 years? Okay, so we don't hate Matt, even though he keeps bailing on people. That's fair. I
mean, I wish they'd do something. I need Perrin and Matt to become part of the story because I don't know what's happening with them right now.
Yeah.
If we could just bring them back in, that would be great.
It is definitely, well, up until this last episode, it was definitely 3 separate plot lines.
Yeah. They're like the side quest kings right now.
Yeah.
Even though, to the extent that they're their own main characters, obviously. It's not necessarily a side quest. Perrin is doing a lot of important stuff, but Okay, Brandy K is wondering, what do you think Ishamael is doing with the Shan-Shan? What are his plans for them?
Good question, Brandon.
He's going to use them, right? That's his whole. That's what he does. So he's going to use them.
Yeah, I would think so. That's a good answer.
Yeah. He's going to use them to further his purposes. I mean, and they seem basically evil, so I'm sure they're like, yeah, let's do that. Because the Shan-Shan just want to take over everything, right? They think this is their land. They would like it back now, please.
Yep.
And they're going to do whatever it takes. So I'm sure he's going to play on that to further his purposes in spreading the darkness and bringing about the end of the war.
You ever hear of the pincer move?
What?
Is that familiar, the pincer move?
I've heard of it. I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so basically it's when, or if you watch Happy Days, the Malachi Crunch.
Okay.
So basically, you take your army and you split it and you put it on either ends or out on the outsides of another army and you just push in, right? It's a pincer move. It's like your pin, like a pliers or something, right? Where the Shan-Shan are thinking, yeah, we're going to take our land back. From Ishi's standpoint, and the Dark One, it's like a general bringing an entire army and setting up a pincer move, because you have them all the way in the west, and then out toward the east, northeast is where the Blight is and the Dark One and stuff. And, let's say there's the last battle of what they're all talking about. It just is better numbers for you to have two armies pushing into the center. You know what I mean?
Unreliable narrator says the hammer and the anvil. I've heard of this.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, hammer and anvil move. Yeah. I feel like.
Thank you.
Okay, so they're doing a surrounding.
Brandon Sanderson.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very okay.
A minute ago, Marin Alvear became a member on YouTube. Thank you, Marin. Appreciate you. If you have any questions for Erin, let us know. Let's see. We're going no book spoilers, everyone. So let's stop by seeing just nothing, even if it's speculation. I had something to say, and I told. Oh, you know what? I have it pulled up on this image. Well, I'm not showing you guys the images, but I'm showing chat. Loyal, Erin. He sang to a tree, and it made the tree happy. How did you feel about that scene?
So
I saw somebody asked this in the chat a while ago, and I'm sorry that I didn't say who you are.
It was a nice little break from Torture Gate 2023, which was the rest of the episode.
It really was.
So more singing to trees.
But they took it away from you when they burned the other tree.
They did, yeah. I'm curious if they're gonna make Loyal like.
Oh, look, a tree! Oh, fuck, it's gone.
I'm curious if they're gonna make Loyal grow it back, or like ask him to make it better. I don't know.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would. I actually saw somebody speculate, and this is not the way it happens in the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. Somebody speculated that Loyal is going to help break Egwene out by tree singing to the tree in the courtyard so that its roots like grow down and crack the foundation of her cell. And she's gonna get out that way. Isn't that
awesome?
I mean, that would be sick, but also, whoa. That's very, it's like very controlly. Like, I'm going to direct you how.
Very directional, yeah.
Yeah.
But I am curious, generally, like, how true to the books are they being so far as major plot points?
So it's a really interesting question. No, like, honestly, whenever you think about it, like, the minutia, most of it is different. But when you think about, like, the high-level stuff, some of it has been shifted around. So, like, for example, all of the Aes Sedai showing up in Carian now is interesting because all the Aes Sedai show up in Faldara at the beginning of Book 2. And I think we're going to get similar vibes, even though it's in a different place. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, like, I'm expecting something from that encounter. And if it happens the way I think it's going to happen, it'll be very book accurate. There's the Moraine plot's pretty far afield because she didn't do much in Book 2 and they need to give Rosamund Pike something to do. Let's see. Perrin, his like wolfy stuff happens for the most part with Elias, happens in Book 1. And then with Avienda, it's with a different character, but that was actually pretty book accurate. It was just a different character. So basically they're introducing Avienda earlier than they would have and kind of like putting her in the place of a different Aiel. So like there's just a lot of like shifting, but like a lot of it is right in my opinion, and the most important thing to me is that the characters are right, and it looks like the final 2 episodes are like all heading towards the climax of the Great Hunt, which is what we're after. Oh, and Matt's plot is I'm not like holding it against them because Matt's actor left in the middle of season 1, but Matt being a captive in Tarvalin is a thing that happens in the books, just not in the Great Hunt. So like again, it's like it's just all kind of shifting around.
She's a lot nicer. My summation would be the names are the same.
God, see, that's such
no, I'm just
bullshit.
Kidding.
I was gonna say like,
I'm
That's
just kidding.
Sorry.
She said bullshit, y'all.
Well, it is like
right?
I just hear that all the time.
I found the button.
You did. Well, I hear it all the time. Like I hear it all the time, and it's literally like, did you not just hear the things that I said? Did you forget them from the books, or like, are you just deliberately obtuse? So sorry, I just get annoyed. I know you're kidding, but I get annoyed. So, Davey Elmer, their show is taking the books and doing a remix. That's exactly what they're doing.
That's pretty much, yeah.
That's exactly it. They're just kind of,
Yeah.
just doing a little something.
Everybody in the chat is hitting me. What the?
You deserve it.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit.
No, I get that. I mean, when if you love something and they change it even slightly, it's hard to.
No, I've been
adapt to
okay.
everything.
Like Kritter and Winespring and chat that's been around since the beginning know that I have some issues with the show, but nothing that's going to keep me from watching it. It's usually minor stuff. I'm loving what they're doing. I love the fact that, and I've said this before, I love the fact that even as book readers who, I haven't read the books as much as Kritter has or some of the other people in chat. I'm on my 3rd reread, but I'm loving the fact that it's surprising me every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's coming, but you don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
And it's been so good this whole season. It's what I said to somebody in Discord today. This is a glow up. This season has been a glow up because last season was good, but holy shit, this season is amazing.
Yeah. I kind of love that you're asking questions because I feel like that means you're like interested. Oh, also like Wayne's plot is spot on. Nynaeve's is a little expanded because they're expanding Leandrin, but Leandrin is Black Aja in the books, and she does the bullshit with Egwene in the books, and so like that's good too.
Okay, I actually I think that's an interesting thing that they've got going on there with these Black Aja and Leandrin and how she's secretly, and how they've turned some of them. I like that's an interesting plot.
Yeah.
And the thing with her kid, I still have a problem with like, oh no, kill him, I'll sit here. But that's just me.
Yeah, I'm not a parent, so I guess I like can't really be like, no, that would never happen.
I mean, my son is not 80 years old, so I don't know if I was like, he was like 85 and I was over there. Yeah, I don't know what that would be like, but yeah.
You don't know where to draw the line.
So within that same scene, Lanfear says to Leandrin that she visits her in her dreams.
Oh, yeah.
And finds her, what is it? She has interesting fixations.
I'm having problems hearing what.
Yeah, when go ahead.
When Lanfear visits Leandrin, she mentions that she visits Leandrin in her dreams and that Leandrin has interesting fixations.
Yeah.
What do you think her interesting fixations could be?
Bow chicka bow wow. Listen, I don't know about Erin's, but I'm thinking there was a little bit more than son stuff. That's the only man she ever loved is now 90 years old laying there.
I think Erin, you go.
Just saying.
So is it like generally what their relationship like? So I could hear parts. I couldn't hear the entire everything Spring said. I could only hear parts.
Okay.
So so it sounded like what's the relationship between these two? Why is she so into her son?
No, the question is, Lanfear says that I've been watching you in your dreams and you have some interesting fixations, is what she says. And so Winespring is essentially asking you what Leandrin's kinks are.
Pretty much. I was waiting for the word kinks to come out for a while.
What I was asking?
Yeah, no, I didn't know what she was. Yes, why? Okay. Well, I mean, I assume she does hate all men, right? Because she says, I mean, they gave us that backstory too, which apparently was horrific.
She's a child bride.
So,
yeah.
and that's why she doesn't like men. Okay, we get it. So I would assume that they probably have to do with revenge. Seems like she's got, she might have some sort of like, not exactly sadist, but some sort of revenge fantasies, if I had to name it.
That's fun. I like that.
I like that answer.
Okay, I like that better than my answer.
Yeah, like I wasn't thinking kinks, so I was kind of wondering.
Sorry that I couldn't hear everything.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we've got 5 minutes left in the Erin segment of this, so don't forget to ask questions. And if I've missed your questions, I apologize. I am going to give away 2 of the stickers at the front end before like show only people have to leave. So I've shown you before. We've got Bitches Get Shit Done. We've got Daddy Ibarra. We've got Feeling Lucky Punk. We've got If You're Into Lord of the Rings, Suck It Feanor. We've got Big Dragon Energy and Old Tongue. And Kritter XD stickers. So you get to pick if you're the first person, and the second person you get to pick as long as I still have some left. So I'm opening the giveaway now. The way to enter is !raffle no spaces. So that's going to go on for like 5 minutes while we wrap up the show only segment of the stream. So Will F says kinks in my Wheel of Time ? You mean? Yeah, you mean? No, I'm not even gonna get into it. That's a book spoiler. So never mind.
All right, folks, get your raffle on.
Yeah. So let's see. What else have we not talked about yet? Nynaeve and Elaine. You mentioned Elaine and like the actress for Elaine. But it felt like Nynaeve was incredibly antagonistic toward Elaine, calling her princess, essentially telling her that, she's not going to listen to her. But then it felt like throughout the episode, they kind of like developed a little bit more of a rapport. How did you feel about that? Did you feel like it was organic? Did you buy in? Like, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, she's very likable. So I don't understand why her initial animosity was exactly.
She has a thing against authority all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Elaine have any authority? She's under her. She's less, she's not graduated to
accepted. That's true.
Yeah, to accepted yet. So I don't get what her whole thing was there. What was that all about? But no, I did felt like they had a rapport going towards the end and that it happened naturally.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Oh, you know what we haven't actually mentioned yet, which is like an absolute travesty, is we haven't talked much about Rima and her warder. Like, obvious mistake.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad for me.
Was it the most sad part for you? What?
Rate your sadness.
Rate your sadness from this episode.
In number of tears in a bucket, how many?
Yeah. That was probably the most sad I was. The rest of it, I was just angry.
Oh.
Which part made you
like
sad?
Actual sadness when she screamed when her warder
died.
Oh
yeah.
I was like, no, I'm sad too. No, that was hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she felt it.
Oh, there it is. The most intimate scene in television history. I love that look that they give each other and how connected they are in that moment. Oh my God. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna. Oh, okay. So we saw in season 1 where an Aes Sedai died before her warder, and then her warder like went nuts. Did you expect that the same thing would happen, but like in reverse, if a warder died?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew that they had this bond, and if you break the bond, then there's going to be, it's not good. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of emotional and physical pain involved.
Yes.
But the warders, they're doing an interesting thing here with the traditional female and male roles. So the warders are kind of like helpmates. So you don't expect the exact same reaction if it goes the other way.
Oh, okay. So you expect the Aes Sedai to be like kind of... Oh, do you think Leandrin's saying that? Like early on in the season, she was like, if a warder dies, the Aes Sedai just will move on or whatever, like, because it's like a dog. Like, do you think that colored your perception of warders, or did you just always kind of expect them to be subservient?
I don't know that I expect them to be subservient. They're just not the main characters. They're
just Ken.
They're just Ken.
Which, it's funny that Kritter mentioned that particular line from Leandrin, thinking of warders as pets. because she finds what the Shanshan do to women who can channel appalling, but yet it's the same thing.
Leandrin,
She's treating them as pets
because it's men.
It's women.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not the same for her.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying it's ironic that she says that.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna close the giveaway. I think was that 5 minutes? It was 5 minutes. Actually, I'm gonna do it in 1 minute. So if you're not entered yet, exclamation point raffle, no spaces. You get to pick your sticker, and then from this same entry, I'm gonna pick a second winner. So it's gonna be like boo, 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 right?
Hey, good idea.
Wandering Seth says, "OMG, they really are just Ken." It's not true. They're really you know. We can't exactly call them equals because there is a
Python talked about that too, like not being
because
equal,
because
right?
warders are superior to their Aes Sedai. I know, because they protect them more.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you tell yourself.
Okay.
You tell yourself that.
Look at my red robe.
Okay, so like in the last like little tiny amount of time, Erin, that we have with you before you go, and you know, like, but your son falls asleep on your arm, much like Leandrin. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Like, do you have any other final thoughts about this episode? Like anything we didn't talk about? Any hopes for the future other than Egwene getting free, because we all hope for that, or anything else?
Less torture, less people being tortured in general, less Egwene torture, less Rand torture, less dead warders, just generally less torture would be good.
Yeah.
But I do think if from a plot perspective, it was very interesting to watch.
Okay.
We are building up to the last 2 episodes though. So I need them. For me, like this season needs an ending. Where are we going? I need like the bigger plan to be revealed.
I cannot wait.
How are we defeating the Dark One this season?
For you to see what
Turning
happens.
on the light.
I can't wait for you to see what happens. Keeper asks, but are they enough? Good question. Okay, I'm gonna close. I'm gonna close the giveaway and then announce the 2 winners, and then y'all will get to let me know. You have to promise to send me DMs and let me know your address. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then I'll be mad. All right, closing the
Don't be a
giveaway.
dude, bro.
Picking winners. Winner number
Make
1.
her mad.
Marissa Parker, congratulations!
Yay!
DM me on Discord or Twitter with your address. And if you want to say in the chat which one you want, you can do it right now. I'll get notified. But congratulations on winning. We're gonna wait until you pick the sticker, and then we'll pick the next one. Okay, so no more torture, no more killing warders. Yeah, and then we need an ending. Gosh, I can't.
Yeah, I need to know what we're working up towards this season. Yeah.
Okay, I have a lot of. I can't wait. Assuming it happens like it does in the books, there is a climax, and it's gonna be lit. So I'm excited for this. All right. Backlit. I haven't seen anything from Marissa Parker, so I'm going to pick the next winner. But you still won, Marissa. You just get first dibs on your sticker. Okay. All right. So we're gonna pick the next one. Marissa is number 1, and Superfly is number 2. Don't forget to DM me. Okay. DM me. Make sure you DM me your address. Otherwise, I'm gonna get real mad. Okay.
Man, Mandragoran, the uncrowned Ken of Malkier.
Oh shoot. That's got merch potential.
Hey.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It has merch written all over it. God,
Who's gonna do it first?
Yeah, right. It'll be a race. The uncrowned Ken of Malkier. Okay, Erin, we've taken you 3 minutes past your expected end time. Thank you so much for joining once again. I know we are all
Thank you for
a bunch of super nerds, so I apologize if it's like we're all talking around things that we know are going to happen that you don't know are going to happen. Is that weird for you?
No, I feel dumb sometimes. I'm like, this is probably really obvious.
No.
And I'm not getting. Okay.
No, not at all. Listen, I'm going to tell you right
Not at
now,
all.
I am expecting some kind of end of season video from you.
Wow.
Or something.
No pressure.
Well, no, because I want to know what she thinks.
Oh,
you're incredibly observant.
Yeah, I want to know what she
It's
thinks at the
really
end of the
fun.
season.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
We've invested this much time. We need climax. Well, no, that came out wrong.
Okay.
We need
Talking about
something
again.
from her as well.
You're getting thanked in the chat. We love Erin. Erin, please come again. Thank you for being an awesome guest, Erin. And with all of that being said, thank you for joining, and you are welcome now.
Okay. Well, enjoy your second half of the show. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye
see you
bye.
guys.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye, Erin.
Oh my gosh. Crystal Olsen, thank you, Erin.
She's so
You
amazing.
guys are the best. Gotta get
Yeah,
Winespring
she's
a
so
mic.
fun.
What do you mean? Winespring has a mic? What are you talking about?
No, it's. I think there was a connection issue, a
Yeah.
little bit of lag, and she couldn't hear.
Oh,
yeah.
that's true.
Can you see it?
Oh, that I thought you were using your AirPods for everything.
No.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that makes sense. All right, so
Move it closer.
I am going to put up the spoiler scroller thingy. And even though in the past we were a little cautious with spoilers and like said, oh, no spoilers past X, Y, or Z, we decided in the interest of open dialogue that this is a full book spoilers stream from here on out. So, please leave if you don't want to be spoiled on the books. Of all the books, like I can't guarantee we'll spoil anything from the late books, but I can't guarantee that we won't. So, yeah. Superfly says, "Don't get mad." Why did you pick a sticker? Why would I get mad? Oh, if you don't DM me. Okay. I was like, what? I don't understand. Yay! Congratulations. This is my favorite part since I have not read the books. Oh, okay. Well, I guess you don't worry about
Is
spoilers.
that
then.
the picture's still on the screen?
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I just
I love.
It's all up. That was an accident. I didn't mean to just do the picture, but I did on accident.
I'm just gonna say this real. The color palette that they choose on this show are insane. Everything in that scene
was yellow.
Matches. Everything matches. Some freaking incredible.
Yellow sister, yellow backdrop, like the way she was. Okay, I guess we didn't really talk about the way she murdered people.
Oh,
seriously, can we please talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it because
it's like Rice Krispies.
Okay,
Winespring,
Winespring,
go.
I'm excited. Okay, so
yeah,
the way that she pretzeled that person,
God.
what I thought watching that is only a healer could do that to a body.
Oh yeah.
Because how much they are in tune with the body. She knew exactly how to break that body, and it was kind of beautiful to watch in the darkness. You know?
No, it was incredible effects.
Yes.
And how she left the head for last, so that
she would feel it
every last bit. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody told me this weekend at the Walt Fantasy League stream that in the credits it says Aes Sedai, all broken bones. Or all bones broken. That's how they, or no, Soldam or whatever. All bones broken. That's how they were put in the credits.
Bones?
Huh?
How many bones do we have? Like 202 or something?
How many bones in the body? Ooh.
Yeah, like 230 something, I think.
I think, yeah.
I knew it was over 200. So that's a lot of pain, you guys.
And you could
see a bone at a time. Like,
and you could see the Domine feeling every last bit of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there was a casting call for a contortionist. So this literally happened. Please, is this real life? Well, I mean, not all of it though. Surely, like some of this is.
No, like the credit title. I think.
No. Somebody in the chat, Oliver's ear says there was a casting call for a contortionist.
Wow, that's freaking awesome.
220 bones in the body, says Jessica Sedai. I believe you. Jessica Sedai is a reliable source.
Yeah.
Is she though?
Yeah, the most reliable. Also, I want to say thank you.
Squeeze Squad.
Squeeze Squad. I want to say thank you to Thor Wutudal with the Norwegian kroner. Did I get that right? With 59. What I really do not need
there's the scene.
is a dead Hopper. Yeah, same. Like,
yeah, oh my God.
Do you think it's going to happen this season? Like, is Hopper going to be with Karen?
No, they can't.
And the Shan are going to kill him? Or...
Bro,
I think it'd be too soon.
No, too much. Too much.
We need to have more Hopper to care when Hopper is.
Okay, I think it'll be hard not to care no matter when it happens. But
no, it's gonna happen.
I feel
for us, but maybe for like I'm thinking more of like the non-book readers.
Yeah, I kind of want it to happen. I need it to be the White Cloaks that do it, and I don't know that we're gonna get like I guess technically in the battle for Falm, the White Cloaks are engaged in the fight. So like technically Hopper could die there.
Oh man.
And now Dane Bornhold and all his little crew have a reason to get there because they're probably chasing Perrin and Avienda down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's how they'll probably get to Falm.
True.
That's a good point.
True.
Okay, so I have a question.
I love answering questions.
Yay.
So in the books, we know that there's a hatred for Perrin, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've established on the show that level of betrayal or something that Perrin has done yet to warrant that level of anger. He just saved his life.
I think it'll happen in Falm.
I think it's the dad, right?
I think our boy Dane Bornhald's Daddy Bornhald, Joffrey, is gonna get murdered, and Dane is gonna blame Perrin. That's my guess.
Because they've established that they like each other as people.
Yeah.
So that was just odd. But yeah, I'm expecting the Joffrey Bornhald yoinking scene to be a catalyst. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Here we go. Harlden, super chat of $2. Hopper replace Gall. No, I think we're gonna get Gall. I think we're getting Gall. I think we're getting Gall next season.
Hopper replaces Gall.
I think we'll get next season. We're gonna spend a lot of time in the Two Rivers, and we're gonna spend a lot of time in Ruidion, and somewhere between the two, I think we get Gall going to the Two Rivers with Perrin. That's my bet.
You think?
Just my bet.
Or do you think it's gonna be Bane and Shiad?
No, I think aren't Bane and Shiad in this season?
They are, but they might show up in this season. But
well, I don't think it's an either or. Bane and Shiad were with them in the books too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with Fael. Yeah.
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 Exactly.
So, I had to think about that. Yeah.
I think both Porque no los dos.
What I'm saying is that Gall might not be with them.
Sure.
It'll just be Bane and Shiad.
I think he will. Is what I'm thinking.
I would love. Don't get me wrong. I want Gall. I just
you do.
I just don't know if they're gonna throw that in there.
I just think hear me out. So in the books, we meet Gall in a cage. It's a cool scene. Gall vanishes. We don't get Gall back until in the stone. Not even. Yeah. It a long. There's a massive gap there of just the fact that Aiel did not need to be Gall in the first scene. I mean, it helps, right? Because Gall was like, Kara was like, hey, we need some Aiel. And I was like, I like Perrin. But, that was it. That was his whole reason. So he could have a different reason, I think.
Do you think that if we get Tyr and the Stone of Tyr, that they will have Perrin going for the Two Rivers at the same time as opposed to after the whole Stone of Tyr incident?
I think the Stone of Tyr is happening after Ruidion. I think the Stone of Tyr is happening.
You think they swapped it around?
Yeah. Because once again, much like Gall, Kalendor happens and then Rand just leaves it in the stone. So it's what's the point?
Yeah.
Why don't we need the stone to be a thing until after that?
Yeah. They need
No. The only reason I was saying is because, I mean, I'm trying to think. Perrin's not doing a whole lot, except doing the whole blacksmith thing. When they're in Tyr, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So if they took that chunk out and just had him heading straight for the Two Rivers, because the other option is Dane Bornhald knows he's from the Two Rivers, so they follow him to Falm. He gets away again, or whatever, from the White Cloaks, and Dane's like, we're going to go find him in the Two Rivers. And that's how that ends up going.
Well, also, even in the books, Fane threatens the Two Rivers. And so
he does.
So it's kind of like at the end of Falm, Perrin could continue his pursuit of Padden Fane that he's kind of established as his motivation earlier in the season.
Yeah.
That is 100% true. Yeah.
I'd watch that too.
Watch that.
Yeah, that sounds
we have
great.
a choice, but yeah.
That sounds great. So were you guys... Let's talk about Matt.
All right.
I yelled at Matt this episode because he left Rand.
Okay, which moment?
Whenever he hid and pulled a mat and just hid behind a gate and didn't go with Rand, right? That was so freaking frustrating for me.
I cried.
because it was a monstrous betrayal? Is that
No, his face. He looks so torn and heartbroken. He wants to go with his friend.
Yeah.
But now he thinks he's going to kill his friend. So he's making a choice not to go with his friend. After we see him embrace him and be so excited, to me, it looked like his heart was just pouring out with pain in that scene.
I guess.
Yeah, he was distraught. He really was distraught at leaving Rand. Yeah.
It was
I
so
Like, he was
agree.
heartbroken.
Granted, I guess like because I know that the flicker scene exists, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's a flicker. It's obviously a
doesn't
flicker.
know.
It's a
Like,
flicker.
But I guess
But,
he
like,
wouldn't know.
So when I think of that moment when he's in the cell that Leandrin has him in, and he's he puts the tart in his mouth and he's putting up the
So
shelf,
cute.
and you see this charming body language, and then you see him and his eyes are droopy and sad. There was just such a difference.
Yeah.
Like it was painful, like to see like who we know as Matt, like betraying his friend again, knowing he's doing it and thinking he's doing it for like an honorable reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Fine. I guess you're right. I was
I
still
also-
mad.
I get a trophy.
Yes,
you
you
do
do.
get a trophy.
I also like the fact that Rand discovers Matt as Matt is giving the same spiel that he was giving at the Wine Spring Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in Emmons Field.
While
The
dicing?
while
Dicing?
dicing, he was saying the exact same words,
Yes.
which was so good. And
But
how
him
they connected
turning his back on his winnings was loud to me.
Wait,
Yeah,
he,
it was
he
huge.
won? I didn't hear if he won or
that.
not.
Well, it wasn't that
Yeah.
he was winning. All the money he
Or
had
his
won.
play. Yeah.
He had won, and he was rolling again when Rand showed up, and he turned his back on the game, and everybody grabbed the money and took off.
True.
Yeah.
Okay,
And he even
true.
says it, "You owe me now because you just lost
Yeah.
my earnings or whatever."
How did I just
Um,
totally miss that? Maybe I was just too like in tears because they were reuniting.
Yeah.
I missed the result of the dice roll personally. I didn't know what happened there.
Yeah.
So
It was. I mean, yeah, it was very like loud for Matt to turn his back on a winning play. I think because he saw someone he loved.
Yeah.
And he's so deprived of that. Like Leandrin just ripped his heart out, before sending him out with men. He abandoned Egwene crying, and now here's his friend. Yeah. Oh.
I'll tell
It
you
was
what.
hard.
these piss me off. That's what I mean.
The part
He's
that
so
got
Matt.
I know.
the part that got me, I will say, I said I didn't cry, but there were moments where I was like, oh. One of the parts that got me was when he said, "I thought you were my friend."
Oh, to men.
I was like, "Oh,
That was pretty
Yeah.
heartbreaking for
Oh, I
her.
cried then too. I cried the whole episode.
What was that?
I literally was
"God damn, that was rough."
Actually, you know what? I want to do a poll.
Do it.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna do a poll about whether people cried or not. Did you
All right.
cry
As much as Wine Spring.
All right.
Did
Well, I know
you
that Megan
cry
Pryor is gonna win that
during-
apparently.
episode
Aw.
6? Question mark.
She's like, I got teary too. I cried too. Same.
Yay.
She said it like a million times. So
No.
Like, thanks for the hug.
Yes. I never stopped. Okay, so here we go.
I never stopped.
We've got. All right, I'm starting the poll. I know that it's a little confusing, but these are the options. You do exclamation. I think it tells you how to vote. It tells you
Yeah.
how to vote somewhere.
It's exclamation, vote, space, and then the number.
Yes, exclamation vote without spaces, and then a space, and then the number. So the answers: 0 is no, you didn't cry. 1 is yes, I cried, and 2 is I never stopped crying. So yeah, let's see how heartless the chat is tonight. I'm kidding. It's fine that you didn't cry. I thought for a second that I was gonna make it, then I didn't. So
Oh.
It was sad. Don't get me wrong. It was sad. I just, yeah.
some people don't cry.
Immediately, Egwene being dragged into the
Yeah, dragged into the cell.
Drugged.
I was done.
Yeah.
You know what I thought in that moment? The first thing that hit me was, damn, Renna's strong. Because
Yeah.
it takes some pull to freaking drag a person who does not
she's
want to.
kicking
I know she was kicking.
legs too.
Well,
Like,
I know
so
she was
there's
kicking.
some momentum happening there too.
But damn,
Yeah.
hashtag
Yeah.
vote gimme. what is that? Box this man.
Okay. There are
Not
4.
hashtag, sorry, exclamation point.
There are 4 lights. Trained. I don't understand this joke. There are 4 lights.
Where are we at?
Jose Oliveira. There are 4 lights. There are 4
I don't
lights.
see it.
I don't know if that's a reference to something. Please fill
Oh,
me
okay.
in. I feel dumb.
I asked for one of the options. B. There are 4 lights.
Why?
I don't know.
I
So
just-
yes, no. I cried the whole time. and there are 4 lights. I don't know what the 4 lights are for.
Yeah, is
but
that a
okay.
reference to something? I don't.
I'm
Okay, a lot
missing
of
it.
people
Oh.
are saying they were angry. Oh, it's a Star Trek reference. Oh wait, is that
Okay.
the Was that? Well, I don't want to spoil anything in Star Trek. I also cried most of the way through Critter's reaction. Same. When I was editing it that morning, I was like weeping. Because I'm a sympathetic crier, but the irony was that I was like sympathizing with my former
yourself.
self.
My former self.
Felt dumb.
That's so compassionate, Kritter. Like, wow.
I'm so glad you
That's
care
really
about yourself.
sweet. That was your overshare.
Oh,
That
I
was
guess
your
I guess
overshare.
that's true. I tweeted it, so you all already knew. But yeah, yeah. F Renna, we hate her. The Next
Her
Generation.
body language, though, is phenomenal.
Who's?
Renna?
Renna.
Oh, yeah.
Her body. You guys, look at her feet. They are straightforward in every scene. Like, she is
Yeah.
trained to stand like a warrior.
Even
It's
when they walk,
wild.
even when Egwene looks out the window and sees the Soldam mocking the Dominator around, they're in military precision.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, they
Yeah.
barely move their hands when they're walking. Everything's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Egwene yet or no? Are we still on Matt?
I've got Renna pulled up.
Okay.
The part
Oh, I
where
don't
Renna
see it.
says you are not a woman. She can F all the way
Oh my
off, personally.
God, all the
Oh,
fucking way off.
yeah, when she says to her,
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only a few times a stream, but yeah.
Yeah.
like when she says, I can understand the confusion. You were raised as a child or as a person, but you've never been, but you're a domine. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That they're not. Oh, oops! I just said an F word.
First one's free.
First one's free. Damn.
Clean it
Kritter.
up, y'all. Clean it up.
But yeah, it was just like she's not even hiding the fact that she thinks you're an animal.
Yeah.
But Egwene's response, what was it? No woman can have power with a collar around her neck.
Yeah, wearing
I
a
thought
chain
it
or
was
collar.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Such
that's
a power.
insane.
Like so much of just who Egwene is at her core was displayed in this episode while she was being tortured.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what did she say? Like, the stronger you are in the power, the harder it is to break you. And we really saw that. with
We
Egwene.
did.
Yeah.
We did.
And then to see her dig in at the end was like, here she comes.
Angel Sadai's got a good point. Good call, Angel.
What is it?
What was it?
He says they do minimal movement because of how the blood use hand gestures to speak and the Soldam use gestures to channel.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That makes
That's
sense.
a great observation.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Andrel said that?
Angel Sadai, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a rough one. I'm gonna close the poll in moments. It's a pretty close one, so if you haven't voted yet, exclamation vote without spaces and then a space. 0 for no, I didn't cry. 1 for yes, and 2 for I never stopped crying.
And then there's when Egwene finally reaches out and grabs hold of the pitcher, and they show Renna and her freaking.
Oh man.
Is it? Wait, it's he, they, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The actress, yeah, or the actor, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
the
he
character
just
though, I believe is she.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he swallows, and you can see just the like.
Oh, it's so subtle and beautiful.
Yeah, she was so nervous until she actually reached and
Yes.
grabbed the pitcher, and she basically like, oh, thank God,
Yep.
like
It's finally happened.
Yeah, I broke through.
Yeah.
I can
That
get myself
moment-
that ice cream for doing a good job today.
Ooh.
Wow.
I met my goals. That's a Renna thing, not
moment-
me.
I know.
When Renna is looking at Egwene trying to get her name, she
Yeah.
says, I'll have to hurt you if you do not tell
Yeah.
me. And her eyes were almost like glossy with
I know.
love, you guys.
That's
with
the
love.
thing.
It was sick.
Well, and when she said, like, somebody in the chat mentioned this, like, did you feel it? Our affinity? And she was, like,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
high.
man, glowing.
Yeah.
And I was, and then, like, Egwene responded, and, like, she still saw the jug as a weapon. And so it was just like, yeah, you're absolutely demented. You are sick
Yeah.
to think that, like,
Yeah.
you and Egwene are going to be friends or, like,
Yeah.
this dynamic duo. And also, what's interesting to me is that she was elated, and that made me wonder, like, how women who can channel whenever they are embracing the source and whenever they are channeling, they get this feeling of elation.
Yeah.
And so was she feeling
seeing it
that
on Renna.
through
Yes.
Egwene?
Dang,
So it's like a drug to them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like just
so,
an endorphin
Yeah.
or serotonin rush.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dang.
Let's
But
see.
having Egwene explode the tree, knowing that she loved looking at the tree,
Horrible.
was some mind games. Yeah.
Oh, it was. So, so I mentioned the whole POW camp thing before. One of the things that they would do, and it was just a mind game that they did to us, was they would bring you into a room and they would start talking to you. They'd have a video camera and they're recording you and they're asking you questions. And again, this is all you're acting. I'm there as a POW. These guys are acting like they're foreign, whatever, right? Running this POW camp. And they're like, they have a folded flag. Oh no, I'm sorry. They have a flag, an American flag, and we're all service members. And they start talking trash about, your country or whatever. And they take the flag and they throw it on the ground. This is the one and only time that they got me in that whole freaking ordeal. No, they got me because my initial gut instinct, and which I did, is I grabbed the flag, snatched it off the ground, folded it properly, and put it on the table, right next to us. And then we talked some more, and they let us go. Later on, in one of the classes where they're trying to brainwash you with propaganda, they showed a video of me taking a folded American flag off the table, opening it up, and chucking it on the ground.
Huh? They deep faked you. That's
They
so
they
weird.
basically they played it in reverse, and now they played it in reverse, and now they have propaganda that this American POW is throwing the American flag on the ground and giving up on his country, and that's the kind of mind
teaching you to
shit.
pay attention.
Yeah,
to what
they
you
mind
see.
they mind mess you up. So that whole thing with the tree and with the pouring of the water and then dumping it was perfect.
Yeah,
spot on. And go ahead.
Sorry, I got excited. Were you deprived of sleep or nourishment at all for this type of training?
Yeah. The first thing we did, we got thrown into isolation, like solitary. We don't know how long, but they played a phone ringing for 8-10 hours straight.
Good God.
So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to say that the whole scene was very realistic and well done in the sense. Yes, Derek, it is SEER training. Well done in the sense that it was that realistic in the kind of shit that they do to try to break you. So yeah, it was really cool.
No, Boz Imsaho, I agree that Egwene's final look is determined. 100%.
Yeah.
They got her for a second. She lost the she caved in one sense, but she's back. I'm not giving up on her. I'm going to do a couple of things. First, thank you, Fartface Muldoon. The name for another $5 super chat. The soundtrack, Egwene's theme. Yes, such a good point. Yeah. So part 2 of the Wheel of Time season 2 soundtrack was released last week, and this is such weird timing because I was just looking for something to listen to, and I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't actually listened to that much, the Wheel of Time soundtrack. So I got on Lauren Balfe's Spotify and was looking, and then all the names were coming up, and it was like the Horn of Valir, the Bond that can't be broken, and all these other names that I hadn't heard anybody talk about. And I was like, oh my God, this is wild. Turns out it had been released that day. I don't know how long before I had seen those.
The universe.
It was. It was
the
universe was
was
hey, you should go look at these. And they are epic. So if you haven't checked out the part 2 of the Wheel of Time season 2 soundtrack, it is insanely good. So definitely check it out. Thank you again for the $5. And I'm going to close the poll. Okay.
Poll closed.
Stop. Yes. Notifying the people. So the results from the poll, the winning option is yes with 22 votes. Notably, I Never Stopped got 17 votes. So technically...
How many were no?
18. So more people didn't cry than didn't stop crying. But more people cried than didn't cry. You get it? You see what I mean?
Solidarity with the non-criers.
That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're not as soft as I am, which is fine. We can all be varying degrees of soft and hard. Well, I feel like I'm going to take that back. Strike that from the record.
Listen, it took a lot of effort to not say something like that.
Just going to take that back.
Put that there.
Nick Nope says I'm listening to it while listening to you guys. Seems appropriate. That is appropriate. If I wasn't worried about copyright stuff, I would be playing it in the background. But the music is one that will trigger really easily, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Yes, she bent to survive, Amy Thompson, but has not broken. That's a perfect way to say it. Another option, teary-eyed. Ooh, like a little misty. That's the way I call it whenever you get a little misty, but don't actually. That's what happened when Matt and Rand hugged each other. I got misty. And then I finally cried at the end, whenever, all that was happening. Yeah, no need to get copyright struck. Agreed. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, F. Rena. Cannot wait to see her get worked in some way. I need Egwene to get broken out. So how do we think she's going to get broken out? Do we think Loyal's going to help at all, or is this going to be the undercover ops with Nynaeve and Elaine? And I guess not Min, because she's not there right now. Do you think it's going to be Nynaeve and Elaine? Like, they have the Adam. Technically, they could go undercover the same way they do in the books. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like they're setting it up to be correct. The only thing is that, like, Loyal was talking about breaking her out. So now I'm like, is he going to be involved instead of Min?
Oh, that's interesting. That would be good use of his character there.
I agree, because he's like infiltrated infiltrated. He's a slave now.
How do they say
He's
it?
Dakoval or
Dakoval.
something like that. Yeah. Loyal could play the Min part. Dana Luhu, did you say that before I said that? Are we like mind melding right now? I feel like we are.
I mean, we are the band of really, really nice good guys. So
It's
it
true.
makes sense.
It's true.
that
We're
we
on
would
the
work
same
together that
page.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Megan just brought up, it says, it has to be Nynaeve and Elaine to figure out how the Adam works.
Right,
Yeah, and it
for
sets,
sure.
and it clearly sets them up on creating their own triangle and magic artifacts. Because if they can figure this out, other things are going to be simpler for them to figure out, and that's how they're probably going to bring that in with Elaine making stuff, which will be cool.
Yeah. Elaine liking to tinker with things earlier this season, and now they're like trying to figure out how to work it. I love it. Love it.
And we have Nynaeve getting that lesson from Rima before we lose her about, it with channeling. It's like if a patient comes in, you don't have to decide to help.
Yeah, that was so good.
Then
that was such
you
a
just
good
see
scene.
Nynaeve like get it, like I can do that. Like I can relate to that. Like that.
Yeah, you don't decide to help; you just do it.
You just do it.
I was like, that's the perfect way
it's
to
wisdom.
explain it to her.
Yeah, like it was wisdom. She saw the wisdom's belt and then handed the wisdom some wisdom that we know she needs because Moraine pointed it out in last season, I believe.
Okay,
when she was like, if you're a wisdom, you need to start acting like you have some.
I've got a question. Do we think that Nynaeve is still blocked?
Okay. This falls into that theory I said I had earlier.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, I forgot that you had
because
that.
somebody else mentioned the whole thing in the chat that brought it up. Davey Elmer did. So here it goes. This is my insane Tavern's thinky thought theory.
Hey.
For the mentally needy.
Awesome.
Okay.
So Nynaeve's got her block, right?
Yeah.
I doubt that they're going to do the whole Elaine, Nynaeve, Egwene bouncing from town to town thing, because it takes up too much time.
Yeah.
So in the spirit of just combining stuff together, Nynaeve, they come to Egwene because the only way apparently to get the Adam off, or she says it needs to be healed, right? It needs to be on a woman, right? Which basically means you can't take it off, right? Once it's complete, you can't take it off. So the only way to take it off is the person wearing it has to die.
Well, that was the suggestion in like a pre-season post
but I think
that they made.
Yeah, and I don't think it was really. I mean, I think it was just a full-blown. This is the deal, right?
Yeah.
So we replace Nynaeve sinking in the water and Lan saving her, and her breaking the block that way to breaking the block with Egwene, possibly either dying or looking like she's dead or something that breaks the connection, and Nynaeve figures out some way of healing her.
So Nynaeve stops her heart, essentially. Like that
Or
would
either
that would be the vibe.
Yeah, something to that effect. And that's how they get her Adam off.
I don't know, because like Rena said you can't open it or whatever, like at the beginning of the episode, because like that was one of the first things she said, and literally, like, if you watch my reaction video, I was like, you can't, so that means there's a chance somebody else might be able to do it.
Other people can, yes, for sure.
I literally said, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, so basically once the collar goes on, the person wearing the collar can't do any of the stuff.
Not the person wearing the collar. Yeah.
Right, but anybody else can still take it off of her.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they have to figure it out, basically.
Before we move on too much from Loyal, there was a line that I found particularly interesting.
Yeah.
When him and Ingtar are walking, he says there is steel underneath that sweet exterior.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was kind of a call out to the fact that Egwene can work with earth. And we're going to see her later working with metals and ores and, creating that way. And it was just I thought that was a really neat way of kind of calling that out, that talent that she has.
That is an interesting call out. I did not think of that.
That's really cool. I like it.
Trophy for me again.
Trophy for you again.
Man, I didn't even get a star.
No, I just disagree with you.
No, that's my listen, I never put my theories out there as solid.
No, it's an interesting thought, like that they're gonna have to like intentionally do something that makes it seem like she's dead in order for it to pop off. It could happen.
Somebody else mentioned in the chat that possibly with Nynaeve and Elaine messing with the collar is how Nynaeve figures out how to undo stilling or shielding. No, stilling. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm telling you that. Okay, so the Adam, the necklace, right? The Adam is ancient, right? There's probably a lot of hard channeling that went into this thing to make it work the way it does. And I think by them unraveling that in order to get it open, I think they both figure out different ways of doing things from that. It's like when you reverse engineer something, not only are you reverse engineering that one thing, but you're also reverse engineering all of the components of that one thing. So it makes you understand things better. But yeah, so that's a good point that somebody brought up.
I don't think it would be. Some people in the chat are like, oh, another fake out death. Like, I don't.
They're so good at it.
I don't know. I don't like all the fake out deaths personally. I don't think that would count as a fake out death. If they're literally like, we're gonna stop your heart and then restart it so this pops off. Like, that's not a fake out death. That's an intentional medical procedure. Essentially, is what that is.
Nice, yeah.
Just saying, it's not a fake out death. It's like the same way that oh gosh, there was something else that wasn't a fake out. Oh, Lanfear. Lanfear got slit or whatever, and Moraine was like immediately like, she's not dead, and so that's not a fake out death.
Go.
Because like
But they did return to their favorite through the back out the front angle.
They did like the surprise backstab.
Yeah,
big. They're fans of that for sure.
Although I will say I was not expecting it when it happened. Like,
it surprised the hell out of me.
Every single time they've done it. Kudos to them. They've gotten me every time. Like, I didn't see it coming.
Mandarb, I also don't think they're going to stop Egwene's heart. I think somebody else can open the Adam. That's just a theory. It's just a theory.
We're just
a theory. Don't listen to me, Mandarb.
We're just
Nobody listens to me.
Yeah, Uno's definitely dead, but my hope is that he will come back as Geidel Kane, hero of the Horn, and that's who he was all along.
That is the best. That is the best theory.
Yeah, Geidel spelled G-U-Y because Guy Roberts is Uno. You know, that's deep. It's a deep cut. Many layers, and that's my hope. Yeah, Light Full, I'd be fine with fake out deaths for the Sean chance, so I have another chance to watch them die. Yeah.
Dang.
Look at Hybrid's comment.
Well, okay, Uno didn't, but what if he was already a hero of the Horn and he just didn't get his chance to like fully be a hero of the Horn? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, he was out of the pattern for this.
Every single life that a hero of the Horn lives, like every one as epic as the last. I don't know. I feel like there might be some duds. Like, you know, like there might not all be amazing. So yeah, I'm voting for Uno being Geidel Kane. That's all.
I like that.
I want Uno to come back as Hopper.
And Layla comes back as Brigitta. Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
No, think about it. Uno is Hopper. He's just floating around in Tel'aran'rhiod cussing at everybody. It's fucking amazing.
Jeez.
I think it's great.
Okay.
Okay, so can we talk about Maxim real quick?
Yes.
Oh my
he
God!
was-
Yeah.
Really?
How did
That
we,
boy was scared shitless.
How have we not talked about that?
So I've been eating his snack cakes this whole time. Just want to advertise. They're delicious.
got me.
Check them out.
Sure, absolutely.
Hashtag One Eats. But the reason I featured them this week is because of how epic his acting was.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This, and obviously it's like what hashtag Taylor month, I think.
Taylor month,
Is it
yeah.
quarter or something?
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
a big thing on X right now. But his facial expression, especially when he decides to like expose his sword at Lan, was so intense.
Well,
like, you can see the heartbreak and the determination that he was going to kill his friend if he had to.
Yeah.
I mean, it was powerful. Like,
especially right after Yvonne says, "You don't draw your weapons on a friend,"
and he
and
popped
Maxim's
his sword
like,
out quick.
Like,
Yep.
like,
He's like, I will.
yeah, no. Okay, so
Beautiful.
The
With
look on
hair
his
pulled
face.
back, there was just a whole vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't hide his expressions with his hair
Not
pulled
at
back,
all.
and the subtleties in his emotions in that whole scene were just insane. Just like if you watch Lanfear in the dream with Rand and watch her facial expressions.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Like
When she mentions Egwene, it's like
a twitch of an
Ooh,
eye. And
Egwene,
it was like a
yeah.
whole different. Oh my God! But yeah,
Yeah.
no, the expressions. So and Rena as well. The actress playing Rena, they've killed it this year.
Yeah.
But Maxim was heartbreaking.
Yeah,
To see
it was
that.
a really great scene to see, these two warders, but I kind of really noticed him in this episode to see them stand up against Lan, really concerned he was a dark friend.
Yeah,
And they were not about to play around. They know him. They know his skill. Both of them showed up and Alana flanked in the back. Like, they were not going to mess around.
yeah.
Even Yvonne had what I call a visual voice crack, right? It's not actual voice crack, but your body does something.
Yeah.
When he says, if you are in league with Lanfear, a dark friend in league with Lanfear, you shall not leave this place.
Yeah.
He hated saying every one of those words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also meant every one of those words.
Every one of them.
It's true.
These warders are powerful.
I think I went into this scene with some book bias. I was I did. I felt like we'll talk. Okay, Pete in Toronto, we got you here in a second.
Yeah.
But I went into it thinking, who in their right mind would ever think Alan Mandragoran, Lord of the Seven Towers, is a dark friend? But like, to be fair, whenever I saw them find the dark prophecy, I thought, oh, they're gonna think he's a dark friend. So like, it was a very natural reaction, but I dismissed the idea immediately because it's Lan, and we love Lan, and he's obviously not a dark friend. But this was like, the more I thought about it and tried to like get rid of my book cloakiness, even though, LOL, I'm not a book cloak.
Honesty.
Yeah, I was like, no,
honesty,
this makes sense that they would
Real
confront
Kritter came
him.
out.
Well, because Tavern, you should appreciate that I got defensive for Lan. I was like, how could they ever? Like, this is Lan. No way.
How could you not? But it's even worse than
But that's
that.
why it was
because-
such a good scene.
No, I agree.
And it's worse than that because they're trying to confuse the non-book readers. Because where does Alana, Yvonne, and Maxim take them? To a temple to the Forsaken.
Yeah, that was on the nose.
Yeah.
They were like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Are you gonna pray to them before you sleep?
Yeah, but what if show viewers are still confused and they don't know who's a dark friend or not, and they think, well, if Alana and her warders are dark friends, they would take him there to either one, welcome him to the family, or two, kill him and present him to Lanfear. Right? So you can look at it from so many different ways, but I mean, we knew Lan was innocent.
Okay, so
we have to answer Pete.
Yeah, Pete in Toronto with the Canadian $5. Thank you so much for the super chat. All Wheel of Time YouTube channels talk about Flicker, but nobody explains what it is. I'm ready to be totally spoiled about this. And further down, he says, I don't know what Rafo and Wafo means. First, Rafo, read and find out. Wafo, watch and find out. And Flicker is a scene,
And Mayfo,
which is.
Sorry. Ask Maria and find out.
Oh, okay. Flicker is a very, very famous, well-loved in the fandom scene in The Great Hunt, where they try to travel via what's called a portal stone, and because like Rand was so uncertain with his powers at the time, it kind of malfunctioned while he was trying to bring a large group of people like Shinarans, Matt, and him, and among others,
like a whole company.
Company from where they are to Falm, right? Because they're trying to get to Falm and they're trying to use these portal stones. So because it glitches, they all live many lives of different types. Like, you know, it's like a butterfly effect scene where little tiny changes, you know, they get to see their lives as if those changes would have been reality. So
full lifetimes.
Full lifetime. So like Rand, for example, never leaves the Two Rivers, marries Egwene, slowly goes mad and starts like lighting things on fire and gets sick and withers away. Another one where Rand joins the army in Camelin and, you know, he sees Elaine and he kind of falls in love with her, but from a distance. And then he just like battles people and he's like uncannily good at stuff, but, you know, he never actually becomes the Dragon Reborn. There's like so many different scenes and all we get is Rand's perspective. But after Flicker, whenever they finally end up in Falm, Matt is like, Rand, you know I would never hurt you, right? Like I would never betray you. So you can assume that in Matt's Flicker situation, in at least one of his lives, he did betray Rand in some way. And so that's why when book readers saw Matt stab Rand in Min's vision, knowing that Min's visions are always accurate in some way, even though she doesn't always know what way they're accurate.
In some way.
Well, I at least was like, that's a Flicker. There's no way Matt would stab Rand. Absolutely not. Right. And so that was my solution to that conundrum. Is that the solution that you guys also have? Is that it's a Flicker scene, or what do you think?
Some people are saying that Ishii might have planned it.
That's one of the things I was thinking.
Yeah, because he tells her, so I'm two ways about this, right? She says, you saw what I saw about Rand, you know, Matt and Rand. Ishii never answers that he saw it. He just continues and plays on as if he saw it, or let her think whatever. So either two things, either he put it in there or he didn't know about it and she just fucking told him, which gives him another thing to use.
Yeah.
Right?
That's really interesting.
That's a tough call. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. That is an interesting possibility.
And then the portal stones, just to make it easier for Pete, think of port keys. They're static port keys. Whereas the ways, you have to open a doorway and you walk into the ways and get from point A to point B. A port key is from point A to point B, like that, if you do it right. So,
Rand didn't exactly do it right.
No, and they lived infinite amount of time or lives in the time it did. Yeah, very quickly in the time it took them to get from Carrion to Toman Head. And in real life, they lost 4 months.
Yeah. They were living out their lives.
Yeah, over a 4-month period, just over and over and over and not stop. Everybody, which was horrid.
We got another super chat. Samantha A super chatted $5. Having Steppen have the Forsaken idols was a big mistake last season, especially if they want us to be freaked out by a Forsaken temple. Yeah, that was odd that he had them. Was it more of a? I assume he obviously wasn't worshiping them, so it was like more of a warning.
He said it was to block out the Forsaken, so he would light incense and do things.
Power them.
Oh,
and then he would take whichever Forsaken he was trying to block, and that's what he was doing.
Just ritual, like he had his ritual. Basically.
Interesting. Okay. A lot of people are thinking not. All right, let's do a poll. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do options. We've got Flicker. I don't know that it's gonna be a portal stone. It might be like a waygate, like messing up or some other thing. But I think some version of Flicker is one option. I think. Let's see.
Ooh, that's another good option.
What?
Jamie super chat. What if Matt isn't stabbing Rand? Instead, he's pulling the dagger out because he knows what it can do and doesn't want anyone else to touch it. Did they show him stabbing Rand? Or do they just show him holding Rand up?
Falling back.
Right. And Matt's got his hand on the dagger, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another fucking possibility. Mm-hmm. I keep saying the word.
And it doesn't look like Rand's fighting at all either.
No, he's crumbling.
So that is interesting. It's like,
whoop.
That's interesting.
Okay. Flicker.
I thought that might be where he gets his first scar. That's a possibility that Matt is holding him up. and that Fane or somebody stabbed him with the dagger. And
Yeah,
that's where
because
he
Matt
gets
doesn't have the dagger.
Not right now.
No, he doesn't have it right
Yeah.
now. But maybe the stabbing with the dagger is the first scar that he gets. Not his first scar. Hybrid Havoc. Swear to God.
He's pulling the dagger.
Yeah.
Okay, pulling the dagger out is another option, rather than putting it in. Sorry, I've got my mic, so I'm trying to type around the mic. Pulling dagger out. So we've got flicker, Ishii manipulation, pulling dagger out, and why don't we do like a mask of mirrors option? So it's not actually Matt. It's somebody else.
Ooh, that's neat.
What happened?
It's not actually Matt. It's somebody else masking mirror masking.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thanks.
I like it.
What if Rand is sheathing the
Thanks.
sword, but he can't do it himself? Like, so Rand asks Matt to do it?
If he's doing what?
Sheathing the sword. Am I not articulating what's happening? Rand asks
No, I was looking at something else.
Matt,
It wasn't you.
to do it. Okay, Rand asks Matt to do it. Perfect. So Matt removes option. Matt stabs him because he thinks he's turned to the dark. Okay, so, ugh. I kind of hate that, but I'll make it an option. There's so many options. Matt thinks Rand is bad now.
I wanna put an option in there.
Okay, what is it?
What we're actually seeing is the finale to the dance-off between Matt and Rand for the dagger. No?
I'm not gonna do that.
Come on! What?
Matt stabs him with Moraine standing right there. Okay, we're getting convoluted. I'm going to start this poll. All right, so once again, it is exclamation point vote, space,
so
0
good.
for flicker, 1 for Ishii manipulation, 2 for pulling the dagger out, 3
Holy
for
shit, we got
mask
up
of
to
mirrors, 4 Rand asks Matt to do it, and 5 Matt thinks Rand is bad. Vote right now because this is going to get buried in the chat. You're not going to know what the options are anymore. So once again, exclamation
We're not
point,
gonna remember.
vote, no spaces, and then you space and you do your option. 0 for flicker, 1 for Ishii manipulation, 2 for pulling dagger out,
What the hell is 4? Oh.
3 for mask of mirrors, 4 for Rand asks Matt to do it, and 5 Matt thinks Rand is bad.
I'm gonna go against 4 only because I don't think, with all that Rand's gone through and that we've seen him do, I think if it came to it, he would do it himself.
Sheathing the sword. Yeah.
I don't think he would be a punk like that.
Rand stole Matt's lunch. Worst coworker ever. Okay, Derek. I think I've been on Team Flicker, so I'm gonna go ahead and vote for that because that's my hope. And honestly, issue manipulation though, that's smart. Now that I'm hearing it, it's pretty smart. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Exclamation point. Vote space. What is Flicker? 0. Boom.
The other cool thing that I think that they're doing well is Lanfear and Ishamael just showing up wherever they freaking want.
Yeah.
I know it's in the dream or whatever, but if we notice, Lanfear kept going toward Tar Valon, and now we know why. She went to see Leandrin.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And the whole time she's still popping into Rand's dreams and doing whatever, and Ishii's bouncing back and forth between places. So go ahead. No, you're good. Go.
Do you actually think that's Ishii, or I totally thought she was just doing like a Mask of Mirrors thing, like acting like he was there. Like she's not gonna mess with him.
Oh, when
like,
she told Ishii to go away?
I thought it was him.
Yeah, like it was just an act, is what it looked like to me.
I
Like,
think
she's just messing with Rand.
Yeah, but I think it's an act that Ishii was in on. Right? Like he was in there and they kind of planned it so that because she's already said, I've been protecting your dreams. So now they have to solidify that by showing her actually protecting her dreams.
Well, that's what I thought. But why involve Ishii if she doesn't need to?
It's possible. It's possible that it was
she has
completely made up.
I think she loosened the reins on Rand's dreams temporarily in order to bait Ishii into Rand's dreams so that she could demonstrate her power in the world of dreams. I think it was a real visit by Ishii, and I think she flexed her Lanfear dream world muscles on Ishii in that scene. I did see a lot of speculation on Twitter that Ishii wasn't actually there at all. So it's not.
Oh, really? I hadn't seen any of that.
Yeah, I saw some of that too.
It's not unheard of.
It made me think because I was like, it's possible she has that kind of power for sure, but he also, they've been in cahoots, and he doesn't trust her, so I could see him showing up.
Good chosen, bad chosen. Sorry,
Good chosen, bad chosen.
Yes.
In order to vote, you do exclamation point vote without spaces in between them.
Yeah.
And then a space, and then the number of what you're voting for, just so you know. Interesting. Well, there's so much to think about. And also, I saw the Michael Hayden says the title of episode 8 supports the flicker theory. Is that the what might be or something? It's something like that. But yeah, I agree.
Ooh, yes.
And actually,
Good
one of the songs in the album, by the way, that you should listen to on Spotify, I believe is titled
It's good.
What Might Be too.
But isn't the third arch what might be?
I think maybe. I don't want to talk about it.
So maybe we get glimpses of that thread with Lan and Nynaeve.
Okay. If Lan is in Flicker, if Lan is a flicker in a Flicker moment. Oh.
So I know you asked me
what
to
was
get a
meant to
screenshot
be.
for you.
What was meant? Sorry.
What was meant to be?
Yeah.
So I know you asked me for a screenshot today.
Okay.
And
yes, I did. Yes, thank you for doing that. By the way.
Yes, and I have questions.
Okay.
Because Moraine does say what?
I've been stilled.
I've been stilled. I honestly don't think she knows. Well, there's two options here. Either she doesn't know what Ishii did to her, clearly, so she could be stilled. If she's stilled, it would be an interesting story to see her continue to be powerless, which makes her that much more powerful if she does anything, because of the whole courage statement of fighting the shadow with nothing but a sword, and she's doing it with a damn dagger. Her badassery would just escalate if that whole not having access to the power went all the way through to the Lanfear Moraine climax, right? Because I think the only way she would be able to get it back is through the Elfin.
Ooh,
that's interesting. So the reason
trophy Tavern.
There's your trophy. The reason I asked for that particular screenshot of Moraine saying I've been stilled is because I wanted to talk about the 3 oaths on my TikTok, which I did. Because her saying I've been stilled doesn't mean she's stilled. If she believes she's stilled, she can say it. And so I maintain that she's shielded still. But we'll see. Time will tell.
I listen, I think she's shielded.
I do too. Yeah.
I think she's shielded. And the fact that they're saying, I've been stilled, that's such a red herring to me. Because
she's really struggling to write it too.
Well, everybody's been speculating it, and all of a sudden they just toss it into an episode in the middle of I've been stilled.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
It does. It's been fun to speculate though. It's
it's
it's fodder for discourse, and I love discourse.
I'm still not 100% sure, but I vote shielded.
I say same.
Oh, what's up with the vote? Are we?
Oh yeah, the vote. We're actually really. This is a surprising result. So I'm gonna give it one more minute. I'm gonna read the options, and you all need to vote. Okay. So in order to vote, you do exclamation point vote without spaces, and then you space. And then you put the number, and I'm going to read the options. So what I recommend is type exclamation point vote without spaces, and then a space,
I'm gonna do a demonstration.
and wait until I give you the options, and then type in what you think is right, okay? So 0 is flicker, 1 is Ishii manipulation, 2 is Matt's pulling the dagger out, 3 is there's a Mask of Mirrors situation going, and I actually saw somebody in the chat earlier say it's not Matt that's the Mask of Mirrors, it's Rand, which is super interesting. 4 is Rand asks Matt to do it. And 5 is Matt thinks Rand is bad. So, yes, we're going to do stickers before we sign off, Danielu, but I got to finish this poll first. So, yeah, stickers will happen. I already
Next week I'm giving away tattoos.
Nice.
No, that's not happening. I'm kidding. I'm still paying for the last tattoo I got.
Yeah, I'm
actually.
While
we're waiting, I have an interesting observation.
Do it. Yes.
Yes,
okay,
please.
So it's about Rand and Moraine.
Okay.
So it's when he wakes up and he's all mad at her, and Rand accuses Moraine of moving Logain from the White Tower. And she says, it felt like kind of a double talk, that I said I do.
Yeah.
She says that she did encourage that to get Logain away from the tower where he would never be able to teach you.
Yeah.
And that it seems like sends Rand running to Logain to learn. Like he got mad at Moraine for cutting off his ability to be trained by Logain, where he, thinking he could be trained at the White Tower. So like he was being separated from training instead of the fact that she actually does want him to be trained by Logain, but she didn't say that.
Did she not? What did she say?
She didn't. She said away from the tower where he would never be able to teach you. Not go train with him.
No. He said, I got you away from the tower because if he'd still been there, he would never have been able to teach you.
Yeah, I thought that's what she said.
Yeah, it wasn't that
where he would never be able to teach you.
Right,
Yeah.
because at the tower, they would have Logain locked up. They would probably have Rand locked up somewhere, and they wouldn't be able to communicate. But she had him move to Carrion so that Rand could have access to him. Yeah.
That was what I gathered.
Yeah. And I will say I know he got up and he looked mad, right? But I think he was mad because of the situation that he found himself in, where he now had to leave Moraine's side because now her life is threatened, right? Because he made a deal with Lanfear that he wouldn't have anything to do with Moraine. Okay? So Rand, knowing that if he stuck around any longer, Lanfear was going to kill Moraine, he knows that Moraine is trying to help him. Okay? But now he can't be anywhere around her.
That's not how it comes off in the scene, though.
I mean, that's what it looked like to me, that he was like, okay, I can't learn from you now, so he's pissed. So he goes to the next person that he can learn from, which is Logain. And he goes straight there because he needs to be able to learn how to fight as soon as possible. And that whole scene was interesting as well. But yeah, I think he was pissed that things got turned around.
Yeah, I thought the way I read the scene was that he was mad that she had him on her Aes Sedai strings. Like, she wanted him to go to Carrion. She wanted Logain to be in Carrion. She wanted Rand to seek out training from Logain. Like, he was doing everything according to her plans without knowing they were her plans, basically.
Right.
That's what
But he still went to Logain.
Well, but he didn't know that was Moraine's plan. Like,
right.
He didn't
I
know
he
any
didn't
of
know
it
that.
was Moraine's plan, even though it was all along, right?
Yeah.
Which come to think, it was it's a very strategic move on Lanfear's part to tell him the truth about everything. Ishii wants to turn your friends against you, right? To hold them against you. Moraine is puppet. She basically laid out everything, even Ishii's plan, pretty much, right? So that was interesting to me. In any game, you can telegraph.
The truth is the best manipulator. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
100%.
the best lie is the one that's closest to the truth.
Completely agree.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, I think that yes, he was mad about that, but I think he was pissed off that now he's being forced to actually follow the plans that Moraine set in motion anyways.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a choice and he's mad about it. But I guarantee you that Moraine and Rand had a plan before he went, under, and that got shot when Lanfear basically said, you guys aren't supposed to, or maybe they knew that she was going to say something like that. Who knows?
I don't know if they had a plan, but okay. I don't think they'd. I'm gonna
close.
But
it's Moraine.
I'm gonna close the poll, and then I'm gonna start the giveaway, and then I want to say something about Logain and the channeling scenario. So give me a sec. All right. So we're closing the poll. Stop. Do I want to notify chat? Yes. So this is so interesting. The winner is The Mask of Mirrors with 15 votes. But hear me out. This vote is so wildly split. Okay, Flicker, 10 votes. Ishii Manipulation, 11 votes. Pulling Dagger out, 14 votes. So the second highest is him pulling the dagger out. Mask of Mirrors is 15. Rand asks Matt to do it in like a sheathing the sword scenario. 13 votes. So up there. And Matt thinks Rand is bad as one. I agree. I think that one is the least likely.
Yeah, that's the least one.
But how close is that? Isn't that so
awesome.
cool that the
That's
show
really
is
cool.
like,
Yeah.
no idea where this one's going. Nobody knows.
We need to screenshot that and post those numbers.
That's some good writing.
Okay. I'll take a photo. All right. So I'm going to open a giveaway for the final stickers. Here in a second. And while I do that, actually, I'm just going to do that right now so I don't forget. I want to talk about the
hard,
fact that Logain told Rand the exact opposite thing that Ishamael told him about channeling the One Power.
Yeah.
Opening the giveaway. Okay, in order to enter, and I already showed the stickers, but I got a whole pile of stickers here, and as long as the person who won before you doesn't pick them first, like if I run out of a certain type, you get to pick from like all of my different designs. So there's a lot of designs. Anyways, it's exclamation point raffle, no spaces in order to enter. So yeah, Ishii in episode 8 of season 1 is like, you have to surrender to the One Power, whatever. Like the thing that they tell women about the One Power.
Logain
right?
says the same thing.
No.
He says you have to surrender to it.
No,
he says you have to surrender to
no,
it.
he
No, he
doesn't.
does
He
not.
says you're
No,
surrendering.
he says the opposite.
You need to take control. Like, let me play it. I'll
He
play it
says,
for you.
grab
I will
Yeah,
prove
it.
that
You're
shit.
I know he says the word surrender.
Yeah, he
but
does. He's scolding
maybe
him.
Maybe I didn't catch it, but I watched it today and I thought he said you need
No.
to surrender to it.
No.
All right. I'll have to
The
wait
quote
till it
is
shows up
grab
on
it.
YouTube.
You're surrendering to it, boy.
You need to grab
You
it.
want the
You're
power,
surrendering
you want
to
power,
it.
You take it. He said, take it.
Make it
Yeah.
yours. It's
Let
very
me make
aggressive.
Sure that I can
Yeah.
hear.
It's not. The audio's not on. I'm not gonna play the audio.
No,
There's-
I'll have to listen to it on YouTube.
Oh, there's subtitles. You could read what he's saying.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Oh.
So yeah, he says you're surrendering to it, and he's mad about it. See? So Logain is
We're right.
Awesome.
100% right. Yeah. So if you want power, you take it. So
Which is what
Logain
Lanfear told him.
is actually benefiting Rand. We were like, what's Logain gonna teach Rand? Like he's gentled or whatever. This, like even just basic mechanics. Rand had the wrong idea and Logain is teaching him. I think that's really cool.
No, it's really, but Lanfear told him the same thing. You know, if you want something, you take it, right? It's the same principle. If you want to use the source, you have to take it.
Yeah.
Okay. I misheard that whole surrender thing, so that's on me.
No, it's honestly, I saw some people saying that same thing on Twitter. So it's not just you that misunderstood what he was saying.
So wait, there's a unreliable narrator is asking whether I am a dark friend. I am a source ally. So I uphold anybody who can use the source. Good, bad, and different.
Source
I've said
ally.
before, I am the Tavern Tavern. We have all kinds of patrons in my establishment. We don't serve food because the Trollocs start eating people. So we have Gate Dash deliver.
balls, man.
Yeah, Gate Dash delivers from the Wine Spring Cafe. Just order at will.
So what you're saying is there are good people on both sides.
Yeah, I'm neutral. That's basically what I'm saying.
I would like to specify and announce that Tavern's views do not reflect the views of the Wheel and Chill co-hosts. Just so we're all on the same page.
Look, Lloyd
Cleared
Channel
that
said
up.
the Lloyd Channel said that women surrender to it.
They do. That's how it works. I mean, don't get me wrong. The one power system in Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time is incredibly
it's
gendered. And so, that is some people's one of the complaints about the book series is that there's not much like fluidity, even though I think if Robert Jordan was writing them now, he would have included it. And it's like semi-tropey with the fact that men have to control things and women have to surrender to them. Like, yes, that's how it is, unfortunately. So that's what we're working with.
In my defense, I think I need to defend myself. In my defense, I am a Capricorn, and I take everything and I look at it from every single angle, which is why I do know right from wrong, but I have to just break everything down. I have to break everything down from every angle to see what could be the possible motivation to do any one thing, which is what this season's been about is motivations. So like Leandrin,
Gotta get that angle right.
Like Leandrin's evil, but man, if you look at it from her side, she was trying. She wanted to save her kids. She wanted her kids' prolonged life. Granted, it was fucked up the way she did, but it's all about motivations.
Yeah.
Hybrid Havoc, I really hope someone is making a note of the things Tavern says. We need a theory land for Tavern. Dusty Wheel says, I feel like Kritter has to make this disclaimer at least 3 times a show, and Jessica said I recommended having a crawler, that says, like, the Tavern's views do not reflect the views of the Wheel of Chill co-host.
That would be really funny.
That would be funny.
I said it on Twitter the other day. Before every show, how did we get into this?
I cracked up. I was like, yes, this is perfect.
I am going to close the giveaway in 1 minute or around thereabouts. So, exclamation point raffle, no spaces. If you want a Wheel of Time themed or Lord of the Ring themed or Kritter XD general themed sticker from me and my stash.
Okay, so I have 2 observations about Rand while we wait for that.
Let's rage.
Yes.
Yeah, what are they?
Okay, the first one is how easily he had access to Legane after being gone for how long? Like
He just didn't show up to work.
He just showed up to work and they just let him in to see him. Like that was a little alarming to me after how hard he had to work, like to get to Legane. Like, what kind of security does this place offer?
I mean,
he's
I'm
able
sure
to just walk in.
They don't have like iris scanners like they do nowadays. I mean,
Well,
they're just lucky he didn't die of the plague or something. He's back.
I don't know. It was like, okay, what's happening here? He got in there way too quick. And the second one is after he drew too much power and kind of had that traumatic experience, he vomited. And we see Egwene do the same thing in this episode.
That's what I said in my reaction.
Wait, I missed that. Say that again.
I literally said that.
Wait, say that again.
You see Rand vomit after pulling too much power, and you also see Egwene vomit, like in her traumatic experience. And they saw each other and had a traumatic experience, in the dream world.
Oh yeah.
So there's like this shared
trauma
vomiting.
Shared vomiting. I wouldn't phrase it that way, but yeah.
Somebody mentioned, and I think it was during the Sunday stream, right, for the WoW Fantasy League. Somebody mentioned that Lanfear pulled them out of there because she realized that Egwene had some power in the dream. And she was like, "Oh fuck!"
It was pretty abrupt. I kind of like that theory.
Like she cut that shit off quick.
That was cool.
As soon as he was about to touch her. No, as soon as he was about to touch her, she was like, "Nope, yoink, out."
Yeah.
I thought that was just her jealousy. I didn't think that.
It might have been, but
interesting.
I mean, because she was fighting some jealousy. Because she even said, he said anyone, and you could just read it on her face. Her acting.
Yes. For like eyebrow twitch.
Oh,
yeah, just Egwene. There's actually a trend going around on TikTok that's like, he said, okay, so there's a male voice that says something along the lines of, like, "You're not like other women," and then a female voice that says, "Other women." And
yeah.
And so that kind of reminded me of Lanfear.
That's the funniest shit ever.
Other women.
That is pretty good.
That was the vibe whenever she said Egwene, like, to me, I think. All right, I'm closing the giveaway, by the way. Closing it, and then I will be picking 2 winners. Amazing. Closing. Woo, bye. Okay, picking winner number 1. Drumroll, please.
No touchy.
Drew Jan, congratulations.
Yay.
I will need you to DM me on Twitter or Discord, and if you don't know who I am on Discord or Twitter, there's a description of this video on YouTube that has all those links, so you should be able to find it. Okay, let's do another winner. Una mas, Drew Jan, congratulations. You're the one. And then the next, A.I. Sedai. A-Y-E Sedai. I Sedai. Congratulations, A Sedai. Well done, everyone, for typing in the right formulation of letters and being here. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here in the chat, primarily. I'm super glad that all of you are here, including I Sedai, and the rest of you that won, and all of you who just hung out and commented. Okay, Winespring, you said you had 2 things about Rand. Did you do both?
Vomits and then having access.
Having access to
lackadaisical security.
Lackadaisical.
He's got a key card. It's after hours.
I was like, how is he allowed in there without being cleared?
He walked right the hell in. It's like, sir,
I'm sorry.
This is a mental health facility. You just can't walk in.
This is a Wendy's. But, like, look at him,
It's just a Wendy's?
Like, look at him. If he walks up to you and is like, "Hey, I work here," are you going to be like, "No, you don't"?
He had the robe on.
You're going to be like,
He
"Yes."
had the robe on.
He had the presence of mind to put the robe on.
He was doing social engineering is what he did.
He was covert. He also has, let's be honest, pretty privilege. Put the robe on.
Yes.
Exercise your pretty privilege.
Aesthetics.
You're getting in.
Aesthetics are everything.
You're getting in. This is not a Wendy's. Yeah.
This goes back to that whole what if land outside of Tellerunrod is fat-gutted.
Okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
That was so good.
Like, that's how Lanfear sees him, is that he's ripped. She manipulates his physique.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Grendel thing.
Oh my gosh. That's
pretty
gonna be interesting.
pretty privilege combined with he's a familiar face. You get it, Jessica. I also, I didn't call this out during the stream, but I will say thank you to Onslaught, Full Metal Athlete, Noah Whitman, and Big Bone Bergenfeld for subbing during this stream on either Twitch or YouTube. Thank you. And I think I thanked Marin Alvier for becoming a member. But
you did.
Cheers.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Cheers.
Water.
Thank you. We love you. Okay, so this has been a
Wait, Critter's drinking water too. What the hell?
Every time I've seen it, I'm like, she's drinking the water too.
Am I not allowed to drink
She
water
She put it
anymore?
down. She put it down.
I'm not even gonna. I won't drink it now. Thanks. I'll just be
Like
part.
I'm never
She's
drinking water
hydrated.
again.
I'll never drink
In
water.
solidarity with my namesake. I'm not touching the water anymore.
Oh, you know what? Actually, before we do our final thoughts, I do want to mention that something I've forgotten. First of all, the WGA has reached a tentative agreement with the AMPTP, which is such an exciting thing that's happening. That is 50% of the strikes being, the strikes that are relevant to the show, at least, being almost resolved. All we have left is the AMPTP doing the right thing when it comes to SAG-AFTRA. So yay for that. In the meantime, if you want to support the people who are on strike, who are still not getting paychecks, there are links in the description of this video where you can donate to them. So if you're so inclined and you have the means, that is available to you. In the description of this video, we support the writers, we support the actors. Without them, these shows would be nothing. We just saw what Madeline Madden did. I don't know actually the actress who played Rima, but what she did, what so many of these actors and actresses have been doing, and what the writers have been doing for us this season. And so we love them, and we want to support them as much as we can, and hope that finally the AMPTP stops being such a dick.
I think they're basically making sure that the agreement is all worded properly. Then they're going to give it to the union to look up, the writers to look over, make sure they all agree with it.
Yeah, for the WGA. It's just a matter of getting it in writing. Apparently, they've agreed to terms. They just need to put it on paper. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's so cool.
And Brother Zachariah, thank you for the congratulations. I did just hit 4K subscribers on YouTube, which is really fun, which is why we did 4 stickers this stream. Oh my gosh. Hold on. We got a super chat. The first super chat I've gotten from Thomas Septon, $10. Thank you so much for doing the show. It was exactly what I needed today. I love the positivity about the show here, and I can't wait to finish out the season with you all. Oh my gosh.
Yay.
That's amazing. Thank you
so
much.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're happy that we're happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're happy that we're happy. Positivity is fun. It's way more fun, I think, than negativity.
Just drink the water, Critter.
I'll
drink the water.
I'll drink the water to that.
Cheers.
Okay. Yeah. Cheers.
Yes.
Okay, so at the end of the Wheel and Chill show every week, because we do this every week, talking about the new episodes. Can you believe we're getting new episodes, by the way? Amazing. We do final thoughts. We could talk about whatever we want to talk about. Aspirations for the future, looking back to the past, anything. The floor is ours, basically. So, Winespring or Tavern, which one do you know what you want to say?
Winespring.
Oh, okay, Tavern doesn't know, so it's Winespring.
Okay, so I have 2 things. I'm ready. So the first one is a quote that Rand said to Lanfear. He said it was just very powerful, I think, is what I felt from him when he said it.
Yeah.
He said, if you want me to trust you, then do something to earn it. Yeah. And you just see her like respect a little bit. Like, oh, there's Loose Erin.
Yeah, it was funny. But she says, what makes you think you can't trust me? He's tied up to the freaking.
Doesn't he like look at his ropes?
Yeah.
And
then she immediately lets him down.
Well, but she goes, oh yeah.
Okay, and the second thing, I'm gonna try to word this properly,
diplomatically,
is about diplomatically. Because the first time I watched the episode, I was very sad when Basan could not kill Rima.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was really hard to watch that struggle, and then you see her be collared and what that looks like for her. And the second time I watched it, I kind of hate him for failing her.
Ooh.
Like, I kind of hate him. He knew he was going to die, and he could not follow through with the plan that they made. He failed her. Yep. He helped put the collar on her.
Wow.
by failing her.
I mean, he
And
was
it pisses me off.
He was doing it. He was
he
He's
was
taking his sweet ass time about it.
He said, I can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then he
Wow.
went to do it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pissed.
So he actually did go to do it, but by then it was too late.
It was done.
He hesitated.
He failed.
Which brings me
The
to a point that I
hesitation
forgot
is the
to bring
worst.
up, that Aes Sedai cannot make weapons from the one power, but goddamn if they can't make bladed shit out of air, because apparently that's okay. All right. Leandrin's done it. Swan's done it.
I guess
Swan's
Dominate did it.
the way I
Well, the
read
Dominate
that
doesn't matter,
oath
but yeah.
is like for one man to kill another. I think it's like something outside of like because weaves are temporary, right? To
Maybe-
me, it's like a permanent device.
Yeah, maybe
for
like
killing.
a power wrought sword.
Yeah,
or something like
stuff
that.
like
Yeah,
that. Not like a temporary weave.
Yeah,
is the way I read those.
So I just want to clarify, I don't actually hate Baswan. I get that it's hard to kill someone you love, but it just was really difficult to watch it the second time and really understand what his hesitation caused.
I'm sorry. We just got another
You did.
supercharge from Sean the Gleeman. Thank you for the $5. Sean says, "Do the Sean Chan know they captured the friend of the most powerful Chandler in 1,000?"
Oh my god! Yes.
That's amazing.
Here's your trophy.
I just noticed that the Dusty Wheel wanted you guys to ask me for diplomatic advice.
Yeah, as your final thoughts.
Oh my. Hey.
Oh, okay. So I'll have to add it. Well, depends on what. What am I giving diplomatic advice on? I don't
Whatever
know.
you feel like as your final thoughts.
Okay, well, I've got two things then. My original final thought, which was thank you to everybody that was very supportive when I was talking about the whole POW training and all that stuff and my military stuff. I bring it up when it's pertinent to something I've seen on the show, right? And I appreciate you guys, your support and all that stuff. I do have problems sometimes with it, but for the most part, if I bring it up, I should be okay with it. But I still wanted to say thank you to all of you. And again, I try not to bring it up too much. It was a huge part of my life, and it would dominate probably any conversation if I really got into it. But thank you so much. All right, so now political advice.
What really quick, I want and I think Winespring was probably about to do this too. I just want to say thank you for your insights in that regard and for being willing to talk about it whenever it is relevant to the show. I feel like it takes a lot of strength to do that, and so we appreciate you. Just know that.
Well, I know you guys are amazing.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, you're our warrior, is how I like to think about you. Like, you're our warrior, and we are, I'm just going to say it for myself, 100% honored to have you here on the show with us, and how you share things privately also is awesome. Like, you are our warrior, Tavern. And I love giving you a hard time. So.
No, that part I'm completely okay with.
I know.
It's the praise,
really
and the thank yous and
fun.
stuff that really that I don't handle well. But thank you so much. All right, diplomatic, huh?
Yeah.
Real world or fantasy world?
This is all.
Same.
This is your final thoughts. You do whatever you want to do, within reason.
I mean,
within the show. Come on.
I think that a political power play on Moraine's part would be to remove her sister completely from the scene, so that she can now not only have control of Carrion, because as Aes Sedai, that's her home turf, and she needs to get those eyes and ears back, but she would also have her hooks into Barthanes if she did it discreetly, and he is going to be the future king of Carrion. So
you're recommending Soroside? Is that what it's called?
yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Not just
take her out.
Okay,
sisters
there's
killing sisters.
Listen, any kind of
House Damodred has a dungeon.
Listen, any kind of imprisonment just would lead to the possibility of an escape and the ruination of plans. I don't like leaving anything left to chance. So no, out.
Okay.
That would be it. You're welcome, Dusty Wheel.
Stark.
All right, were those we kind of commandeered your final thoughts. Were those all of your final thoughts?
No, I think that, all joking aside, not only are we getting great television we're getting great social commentary on things that are happening within the world. And they've tackled some really, really huge issues: PTSD, suicide,
slavery, torture,
abuse. Slavery, abuse. I was going to try to sum it up to say abuse, but yeah. And clearly rape now because of the Leandrin backstory.
Oh yeah.
Plus, them talking about bonding Aes Sedai or warders without whatever. So they've tackled some really huge things, and I'm here for it because it helps us grow. So, kudos to the cast and crew and writers and everybody else.
Totally agreed. Okay. Wow. It's up to me. It's my time. I don't know what to say.
You got this.
Somebody said I blame Dusty Wheel for the demise of Lady Anvir.
Poor Anvir?
Yeah.
So sad. Yeah, human trafficking. True. Yeah, the show's the show in the books, they tackle some pretty deep, intense topics, and so
That's why we love them.
Yeah, it's why we love them, and it's sometimes more brutal to see them on screen than it is to read about them, right? Because it's like the way the actors and the writers are making it happen before your very eyes.
Yeah.
It's just, it's visceral, I guess, more so than necessarily reading them. So, props to all of the people involved in making this happen. I feel like season 2 is just, I loved season 1. I had a great time with season 1. Season 2, though, it's like unreal how much more I like it. Like I would never have predicted the level, the like elevated love I have for the show this season than last season, because I already really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. That's why I said it's a blow up, because we love season 1. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
3 is going to be awesome.
And 3 is going to be about, The Shadow Rising is like one of the best books in my opinion. And so by God, that's going to be insane. So anyways, I'm just like extremely excited and happy that you all are here, happy with me and excited. And that, Tavern, go ahead.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We get excited.
No,
I forgot. Shoot. Oh,
you forgot
one
again.
thing I wanted to say. So I get excited because, Sarah Nakamura had said last episode, or right before this episode, actually, she said, there's a very subtle scene in this episode between two people that you wouldn't expect. That's my favorite, and I've been waiting years for it to come out or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I thought it might be the Rima Basan thing. But then I got to thinking about the Moraine and Alvir argument, right? And what I told you today was, did Rosamund Pike really learn to write in the Old Tongue? Or did they have to have a sub to write in the Old Tongue for her? And if so, was it Sarah Nakamura?
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
That's what I was thinking. All right, sorry.
It's okay.
I was thinking the subtle scene would be Anvir and Barthanes.
That was a good scene too. When he comes out of the room. Yeah, when he comes out of the room and pisses her off.
Yeah, and it's like, who's the dark friend here?
Ooh.
Who's the dark friend here? They both dark friends.
Oh, somebody's saying loyal and
very subtle the way they're
Sirach.
talking.
Loyal and because she was waiting for tree singing. Yeah, I feel like we need confirmation, because like part of me is like, what if it's Elaine and Nynaeve? Because we haven't talked much about them on the stream, but when Nynaeve is like wanting desperately to help in the fight, and Elaine is like holding her back, and then they end up holding hands. The
tactician.
But like they end up holding hands and like comforting each other, going from these like rivals, these like, I'm actually reading Fires of Heaven right now, and I think they describe women at one point as like alley cats in a sack or something, is basically what they were. But then they like came together in this moment of utter desperation. Like, I loved that scene. And so I wonder if that was the scene, because you wouldn't expect Nynaeve and Elaine to be people at this point in time that you're like super sympathizing with, but I was at least.
And I think what's changed was that one line where she says, she's my friend and I've never had one of those.
Oh God, that was that
was
all
a
of like
kick in the
Yeah, I loved that.
I love Elaine. Everything they're doing with Elaine is phenomenal. like her subtle intelligence, intuition, leadership,
Diplomacy.
wisdom, everything. Diplomacy is
Yeah.
beautiful to watch, and it is subtle until she needs you to hear her.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
And
she'll
then you
speak up.
hear her.
Like when
Yeah,
she's like,
it's
"You
beautiful.
misunderstand us." Like
Yeah.
Nynaeve and I are not leaving until we get Egwene. Like I was
Yeah.
like, "Hell yeah, Lane! Like get it, get
Yeah,
it, get
you
it."
get the glimpses of the
Yeah.
queen to be
Yeah.
out of
Yes.
her, and it's like freaking magic. It's amazing.
I do want to
Anyway,
say we
sorry.
got
I
another
need
super
more.
chat. I don't know what this icon is, so I will just say from Indie Blink, thank you so much for the $20. I don't know what it is, but so I guess not dollar, the 20 something. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support, and I did not see a chat with it, so thank you.
Nope, there was not.
Thank you for just the contribution. We appreciate you. Okay,
Yeah.
so and I wanted to just put on screen for a second. You guys can't see this, but Moraine writing with the old tongue.
Oh,
Are these Sarah Nakamura's hands?
they're blurred out. They never show her real hands when she's writing because they're closing.
Like Moraine's hands.
Yeah, they're actually doing a close up on the words or on the old tongue as opposed to the hands.
Well, no, right now the picture I'm showing is like
Yeah, I
it's
see
like,
that
it's
one.
hand. Like there's hand.
Yeah, no, there's but it's not. It's not. You can't really tell.
I love how they put the words on the screen, like they did.
Yeah, that was good.
It
Yeah, that was
kind of
cool.
reminded me of Rings of Power. Like you remember they kind of did some of that.
They kind of did, yeah.
They've
And the
actually-
maps on Rings of
And
Power.
the maps.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They've actually done some really cool, very unique shots this
Oh,
season.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
And different camera angles, like the whole thing with Nynaeve falling when she was in the test in her red dress.
Oof.
The-
I'm sorry.
Anyways, all right.
I cut away to the wrong thing. It's fine.
Paint puppets.
Okay, Indian Rupee is what I'm seeing. So thank you, Indie Blue.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, cool.
Sarah does always have a great manicure, but I think for the show she might like dumb it down a little bit and just do regular
So does
nails.
Kritter.
White Spring.
So there it is. Hey, that's me.
You need to make gingerbread trollocs.
I'm sorry, gingerbread chocolate. Okay.
Gingerbread trollocs.
Sure.
for the holidays.
Yeah, for Beltane.
You just write this down so I don't.
Some people were mad the writing took them out of the scene. How the hell were they supposed? Like, was she supposed to be talking out loud while she? Sorry, like, that's fair. Obviously, people can get taken out of the scene in a lot of ways for a lot of reasons.
Well, she wasn't talking. I mean,
I thought it was well done personally,
Yeah.
but I can see how text on the screen might be off-putting for some people, I guess.
I did not think that.
I didn't think it either. I thought it was well done, but that's just me. But we're also so used to closed captioning that we see
That's true.
words on a screen now, and it doesn't really bother you that much.
Yeah.
And the fact that the color palette, the colors that they used for the wording on the screen was amazing. So it blends right in. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It worked for me, but I get it. Like, different things mess with different people, so I'm not gonna hate on that. Okay. Sorry, my final thoughts took us on a little bit of a veering direction.
Sorry.
No,
That
it's
was
okay.
me.
We get distracted sometimes. Thank you all, everyone who stuck around this entire time, who joined at the book spoiler mark, who stuck around for Erin. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Tavern. Wine Spring, what do you look so mischievous? Do you have your sign? Is your sign? Oh, I thought you were like ready to hold your sign. Okay, there it is. I will say hashtag
You totally called
Waddies. I appreciate you all for being here. Everybody, the guests, the co-hosts, the chat. Wheel and Chill Show is like one of the best things that I have every week to do because you guys are so amazing.
Yes.
So
all you.
We will be back next week after episode 7. Do you remember episode 7 from last season? That was my favorite episode.
Yeah.
So, and also
that was the cold open from freaking hell. That was amazing.
Also, Wheel Takes is familiar with screenwriting, and at one point, I believe, whenever we did our season 2 prediction talk at JordanCon, and they might have tweeted about it since then. I think they have.
Yes. Oh,
episode
such a good
7
time.
is climax. Like, Episode 6 was like all hope is lost generally
Yep.
in like the grand arc of 8 episode seasons. Episode 7 is climax. So it's gonna get real. I'm so excited. So look forward to that. We'll be talking about it next Monday. I will try once again to get a show only guest. Hopefully we'll get Meredith back or maybe Maggie. And we're just gonna keep this train rolling. So thank you all for being here. I'm gonna peace out and stop talking because this went way longer than I expected it to. And we'll see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.